impromptu live stream for the opener, the NFL opener. I figured we'd do it anyway. Somebody had the suggestion to do it, so I figured why not? Plus, I may have invited allegedly a Dallas Cowboy fan who may join us to regale us with a little bit of thoughts. So I invited a few of the football folks out, a few of the other folks also included. Are you sure that's on regular time though, Dakota, or Texas time? Check your clock twice. Don't lie to me. Will is checking out pictures of SCV as we speak. He doesn't even realize we started yet. It could be 45, 50 minutes before he realizes this is happening. And besides, with the beginning of the NFL season and all the preamble, I started it ahead of time, but they're going to have like ceremony. Let's kill some time. Hey, let's celebrate ourselves. Ceremony. And then 500 commercials. That's basically going to be the entire beginning of the thing. We'll see. Eric may pop in as well. We'll see. He did receive a piece of mail that is football related. So we'll see. And I did grab my box of Not Swell Fella cards that I've got here just in case. On the off chance that I feel like doing some card related things on a non-card related stream. It'd be perfect. Good evening, Philly Joe. I love the fact that you've got it copied and pasted no matter what. Whether there's a gang here or not. Eric is here in spirit. In secret spirit. So I don't know if you guys are watching a little bit of the watch along. I'll see if I can put something on the screen at least while we're hanging out and chatting. But right now there's nothing happening yet. The whole thing is just all the pregame stuff. Basically just killing time with it. That's what I was saying. So Will, this is my favorite thing about this. I like the Dakota thing because it looks like a LinkedIn profile picture. And that's what I'm assuming is happening here. This is what I'm assuming is right there. That is a LinkedIn profile picture that somebody's looking all professional. Very snazzy. I don't know, the images from the National, grainy as they are like Sasquatch, don't really match up to that. I don't know if this person is the person that people met at the National. I have questions and allegations. But we'll see. I don't know. Vegas has set the over number to our West tiers at 25. Oh, way over. We're counting individual tiers? Higher. Go higher. Way higher. More importantly, for the record, like I said, he says he's watching the game, which I believe him. He says he's watching the game, but like this is what happens when he disconnected his one camera. The one camera that Dakota had. This is his moment. If he was going to make a mini comeback that isn't a comeback, this would have been it. Link would be made available, but I don't know if Dakota has a camera anymore. I don't know if he even has a computer anymore. I can't be sure of that. How he's running the entire Discord, I have no idea. It's all alleged. It's all alleged. We can only guess. What's not happening? Wes already said he's going to be joining in, but he's not coming in. That's probably true. That I would believe. That's a reality. Dunkachino, here's a reminder that Pete Carroll said, "Nah, fam, I really want to win the Super Bowl. You do it, Bill, because I know in 10 years you'll be coaching college team that just got booty blasted." I love that Dunkachino has updated his entire thing. I love this. This is fantastic right here. Wes, whenever you're good, you just give me a thumbs up. See, little. It's close enough. It works for me. See, I wanted to make sure I had this comment on the screen.
Yeah.
So we could completely beat the allegations.
Yeah. No, they're absolutely true. Unfortunately. So I'm in my living room. There's activity going on around my kitchen. Hopefully it's not too distracting for the game. I'm glad I missed the trophy ceremony. That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Well, the thing, you know what the thing is, Wes, like I appreciate the idea. I wish that the time that they would put on it would actually somewhat resemble the actual time of kickoff.
Yes.
I'm militant about this. Look, I don't care. You want to do the pregame? Listen, you can do a 3-hour pregame if you want. I don't care. But if it says 8:20, like my time or 7:10 your time or whatever,
right?
I want you to kick the ball off at that time.
Yes, absolutely.
That is all I ask.
Yes, I'm so tired of all of the commercials. I don't need 3.5 hours of pregame, and then I don't need teams running out. Just kick the fucking ball.
Yeah, it's like I said. So that's why I say a lot of people get hung up on all the logistics. Yeah, it's just for you, Dakota. It's like they get hung up on the logistics. It's like, guys, play the anthem, don't play the anthem, pay 14, play every country's anthem. I don't care how long the pregame is, but if there's a time there, just kick the ball off at that time. That is all I'm asking you for.
We are 100% on the same page. Yes. And I don't have a table to put it on, Dakota, but thank you for your support of my crotch shot.
Hey, this is important. Like, I'm impressed that Dakota is able to, literally, he's sending all these messages via carrier pigeon.
It is. It's amazing. He has stopped working with technology of any sort. He writes letters to Discord daily.
Hmm.
So eventually they all arrive, and then there's a bunch of comments at once. And then he doesn't make photocopies. He draws his cards out to share on the internet.
I think the most impressive thing is that he's managed to successfully predict certain things, but occasionally we'll get hints that he's not actually caught up to the current timeline, because he'll be like, "Look, I don't care what they say. I'm 100% sure that Patrick Mahomes will never win a Super Bowl." And it's like,
Yeah.
look,
The-
some people can make the argument, but still,
yes.
technically they can.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Andrew Luck is way more technologically advanced, Dakota.
Right.
Like, he's on another level.
Did you see those memes of Andrew Luck, like pretending to be a soldier during the Civil War and writing letters back home?
Yeah.
That was like a running gag on Reddit for a while. That was awesome.
Well, I think at one point he actually did like get a uniform and like play into it. Like I think they actually have pictures of him doing the thing, because he realized that with the beard and everything, like the look, like he looks right.
That he does. Absolutely. Also, I just wanted to show off the shirt, the Finnish Mafia shirt for the Dallas Stars. It's pretty.
Oh, nice. I like that.
You know, we got a little
That's
hockey
solid.
season coming up soon, so can't wait for that.
Well, right now we're in a good spot right now, because September obviously, is good. We're in the stretch drive right now. Like I was telling the folks, and by the way, we're going to get into the Dallas Cowboys Salt in a minute, but we're going to warm our way into it. But I was going to say, like, I'm enjoying that in September. So now NFL season's kicking off. Great. But then on top of it, Dallas Stars, we're getting closer. They did re-sign the Renaissance. That's cool. One more season. That's good. All good there. But then the other one was that obviously, as we're heading into the stretch drive, I was telling Eric the other day, I forget it was online or offline, but I think it was offline. I was saying to him, it's like, I'm rooting for the Jays to win the division title for no other reason than I came to a life, shrinking affirmation the other day. I was like, if they win this and they win the division title, that'd be great. But that is only the second division title since '93, when I was 10.
Wow, I didn't
It's been
realize it had
32
been that long.
years.
Yeah,
It's been 30. Like, I had to wait 22 years for them after I watched them win the World Series and I was 10 years old. It took 22 years for them to win a division title. And then I was like, great. And they had a good run of 2 seasons, very good. And then, but it's been 10 years since that. I was like, I'm getting fucking old fast.
right.
I'm aging
So that-
rapidly. This ain't good. Paul, if you're good,
Yeah.
just give me a thumbs up.
You're very akin to a Cowboys fan in that regard.
It's just, it's like, you know what? At this point, my bar is low. Like, look, I just want the division title just so that I'm not in my 50s before I see them. That's all I want.
Yeah, I hear you.
We'll go from there. Anything after that, I'll take it. It's bonus. I'm accepting of it. But give me this. Just give me this.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be happy with just a division, or actually a conference championship appearance.
In fairness, though, Wes, I will say this. We can say this truthfully. And Paul, I'm going to bring you into this because this is a fun part of the conversation from the Discord. But here's the thing. You can't complain, Wes, because you do have the Texas Rangers World Series in recent memory.
That's true.
So you do have. So, like, I tell people, as a sports fan, I'm never going to complain because all my favorite teams have won championships in my lifetime. I got to watch them all win championships. Two for the Packers in the time that I've been following them. Two for the Jays in the time that I've been following them, and then as well, the Dallas Stars. The problem is that most of the championships that I got to watch were in standard def.
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's funny you say that because I was watching the Brett Hull goal against Dominic Hasek the other day.
You mean the most legitimate goal in NHL history?
Exactly.
Yes.
And
he didn't have his foot in the crease.
I was
Uncontroversial,
shocked.
Paul. There has never been a more legitimate goal in NHL history.
That's correct. Never lost control of the puck. Anyway,
Nope.
but yeah, it's impossible to see. Like, how did we watch that?
Yeah, so the reason I said, now here's the funny thing. Even for and Paul, you'll appreciate this. Even for Super Bowl 45, which I watched in high definition, like HD did exist. But the funny thing is, I don't know if you remember, they have those Road to the Super Bowl box sets available for all the teams.
Yeah.
So what happened was, if you actually pay attention, there is the Road to the Super Bowl 44, which was the year right before that. They have it, but apparently there was an issue with the NFL and whoever was doing the box sets at the time. They swapped them out. The Road to the Super Bowl 45 is only available on DVD, and then they go back to Blu-ray the year after. So 44 is available on Blu-ray, 46 is available on Blu-ray, 45 is only available on DVD, and I'm sitting there like, is my existence only in standard def now? All the championships I watch my teams win can only exist in standard def?
Yep. I guess we shouldn't be too upset because it could be like our parents who had to listen on the radio rather than actually watching it live. So, but
You
now
s-
our kids don't care about sports at all. So,
You said that 45 is only available on DVD and not Blu-ray.
For the physical copy, yeah. For whatever reason, they
Yeah.
were not able to get the deal done with the media company that was doing it for them on time.
I
I'm assuming
don't
I'm
think
assuming
that's
you're talking
right.
about it is because these the Road to the Super Bowl 45. I actually was trying to I bought it at the time. I couldn't buy a Blu-ray copy. I don't know if they made one after the fact, but at the time there wasn't available.
I'll be back. I might have one.
Double check it. Double check it.
I
But
might
I'm
have
saying,
one.
and I'm not talking about the highlight. I mean the Road to the Super Bowl, the one with the complete games. That's the one I'm talking about with the complete games. That's the one you're looking for. If they
Paul.
issued it after the fact, that'd be great, but they didn't issue it at the time.
Paul, I
There you
gotta
go.
compliment your internet connectivity. I can actually see the art behind your table there. It's pretty good.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yes. Yeah, that they have the highlight one is available on Blu-ray, but not the Road to the Super Bowl is the one with the full games. That's the one I'm talking about. Only DVD because of a hiccup with the media company for 1 year. The year before is all good. The year after is all good.
How do you, as an NFL entity, the biggest sports, in the country or in or on the planet, only have a snafu where you only create DVDs 1 year? In the age of 4K and Blu-ray and all of that, like who got fired for that?
You would also think where like look jokes we make the jokes on the Discord all the time, but you would think for one of the franchises that like has a lot of history with the NFL, you would be like, well, just fix it after the fact. You're like, okay,
Right.
but you got yourself settled in now, like just make the set.
Yep. Yeah, redistribute it after the fact. You have, surely you have the game film and it's in whatever the master has to be in high def, right? Because
Yeah.
what was that?
Well, there's a
What was
digital
that?
copy,
20.
so the only way that there, I think Apple has a digital. Literally, Apple has an HD copy that's available in digital. So it is. They clearly have it. So it's like, guys,
Yeah.
you can distribute it.
Yeah. Well, we finally kicked off.
Yes, we did. Only 8:23 Eastern.
Oh my God.
I guess I never felt the need for that particular one because I was at most of the games on the road, like
Sure.
on the road to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
I was
I
at
just
the
think like
Giants
it's
game.
good. It's good for memories though. Like it's good for memories to go back after the fact and kind of because it's one of those things. It's not like look, I on the Discord. One of my favorite things in the world is you and Dustin throwing grenades at each other. Is one of
Over
my
the
favorite
top.
things. But it's fun for me. The best part about it, Wes, is if you notice, I'm also the Packer fan on there, but I never get into it with Dustin because it's Paul and him going back and forth like chicken, the chicken and the
Yeah.
Peter Griffin is the best thing
Yes.
ever. But I enjoy it from a distance. But if Dustin ever threw anything my way, I would be like, listen, as a Saints fan, this is like you pointing and laughing, ha ha, you hurt your shin, and I look at you and you have terminal cancer.
Right.
I would lose so many karmic points. I'm like, you know what, kid? I'm gonna let you have this out of
Yeah.
pity.
You don't want to punch down too hard.
Like, no,
You know?
like I'm not. And
Yeah.
Paul, the thing is, it would be fun for me. And I've said it before. I threw it in as a offhand comment. I was sitting there like, Bobbles will go in there with all. They're like, oh, but most of the championships are in the olden days. Here's the thing. This is true, but I don't want to hear it from Dakota and some of the other folks. Then we don't care about Sammy Pa. We don't care about Otto Graham because if the Packers championships from ye old NFL, which is a completely different game, I agree. But if those don't count, I don't want to hear about anything pre Super Bowl. None of that shit exists.
Yeah. I'm fine
And-
with that.
And
Nothing
also,
happens pre-Super Bowl.
for the record, old championships are better than no championships, right?
They are, but like I said, all I'm asking for,
okay, I
Paul,
think
I'm asking for
that's-
consistency. I'm asking for consistency. Either the old people matter or they don't.
What?
Oh, okay. All right.
What just happened
Shoot.
here?
Yeah, like I'm just saying by no championships, I think there's a Houston fan in the chat. I don't think they've ever won anything. So
Well, Paul, listen. As far as I'm concerned, the New Orleans Saints championship doesn't even count. I actually think that was Katrina Pitty. I actually think the NFL that was like the most #rigged championship of all time.
Whoa, they just threw a flag on Jalen Carter.
Yeah, for unsportsmanlike. I didn't catch that. Let me just see the replay here. I'll take
He
a
said
look.
something to Dak, and Dak. Oh, he spit at him. That's
Oh.
classy.
6 seconds
Spit
into the
on him.
game. What the hell's going on?
He spit. Yeah, he spit on his neck.
That seems like an odd decision. Like,
Yeah.
why? That is so stupid.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
you're
at least
making
it didn't-
headlines right away.
I mean, at
Alright,
least he didn't get into a high-speed crash and kill somebody
Oh yeah, imagine that.
again.
heaven forbid. Yep. Hobby Champ says thoughts on Red Zone adding commercials. I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's
Did they
it's shame. What's that?
did they just kick him out of the game?
They
Well,
should.
for that one, I think so. Yeah,
I think spitting's automatic.
I think so. I would agree. But here's the thing: that it really is very stupid. Just look at the replay. Like, it doesn't feel like there's enough intensity to warrant you doing something that dumb anyway. And then on top of everything else is really dumb. Why would you do that?
That's actually part of the reason why he slid in the draft, because he's
a knucklehead. Yeah. I mean, how do you kill your buddy and then like, oh, and now this dude's getting taken off on a stretcher? Who is this? It's just a special teams guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity for the very start of the game. Jeez.
Good, no kidding.
By the way, side note.
One play.
Side note, Wes, I can't completely hate on the Cowgirls tonight. There's at least I had a nice little national pickup here.
Oh, that's nice. Is that that's one of the shorter print ones, right?
Yes, 1 in 7,200 packs.
Good Lord. What year is that? I can't see it.
96.
Nice.
There is 1/8 and 1/6 that have been graded. The guy who I bought it off of had the 8 and the 6 in the showcase, and I'm like, I'll take the 6, and if I want to upgrade, I hope you still have it.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll read a couple comments here and get caught up.
Like,
Hobby Champs is saying thoughts on Red Zone adding commercials. It's a cash grab and a bad one. Like, honestly, leave Red Zone alone. Red Zone's good.
Mm-hmm. And you're also charging people up to $30 to watch it.
Yeah.
You know,
look, here's the thing. I'm always saying if a company wants to make money, I get the idea, but it's like at a certain point, just let people have nice things, especially when they're paying for it. Like, just let them have the one thing. Leave them alone.
Yep. Stop trying to eke a couple of extra dollars out of everybody alive.
As a Disney shareholder, I honestly think that if they had a philosophy of we're going to make most of the money for a long time, they'd be better off than just squeezing every cent out.
Yeah.
All the time. It just like you're pissing people off with the theme parks that Disney owns, and you're now pissing off sports fans by doing the same thing. It's just like, eventually enough's enough, and you can see if you shut down Stream East, but there's enough people that are just going to be like, nope, we're going to whatever the alternate is here, and we'll go with it.
As you guys know, I just got back from Las Vegas last week, and that was the exact same thought I had all the time. Mm-hmm. Everybody basically said that trying to eke every dollar out of everybody for every little thing is just not, it's just dumb.
What was the? So let me ask this question. What was the thing that maybe, because I was in Vegas, but it was years ago now. I went there for my 30th birthday, and honestly, I had fun. But also, I went out of my way to make sure. Look, I'm gonna gamble, so I had money set aside for that. I was gonna go, but I'm not a big foodie. So for me, I kept it pretty simple food-wise. You can spend a bank on food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if you're going up and down the Las Vegas Strip, a lot of people don't realize you can go into the pharmacies. Like if you go to the CVS or whatever it is, I forget which one they got there. People would pay way too much for water, but you could literally walk into CVS and get water bottles for $1. So it's no, go there. That's what the locals are doing. Follow the locals because they're the smart ones. They're the ones not blowing money on nothing.
Exactly. I mean, so there's a Walgreens and a CVS on the Strip, but they're 2 miles down the road. And with no car, it's just not feasible. But the food, everywhere you go, has to be a name, a recognizable name restaurant. Guy Fieri, Gordon Ramsay, everybody, and so that automatically adds 20% to every check. Out of the gate, and then the food itself all has to be, hand prepared and flown in from Europe, and the panda carcass or whatever. And so you even getting a sandwich for my wife and I was $80 one afternoon. And I'm just come on.
I think they still have it there. The place that I went to that was really good was the Earl of Sandwich. They had it. It was in Planet Hollywood, and they had, and it wasn't cheap, but it also wasn't crazy expensive, and it was good. Like you could have some good stuff there, but the price was reasonable. So that would be my lunch. And then other times I hit up the happy hour. The happy hour is like the best if you go find some of the off places. That
Yeah,
was the play.
there's no happy hours. There's no free drinks while you're gambling.
Nope.
The waitresses carry around water bottles. If you want a water bottle, that's $6, and it's like a mini, not like a mini, but like looks like a can of Dr Pepper or whatever. It's just a 12-ounce water.
Paul,
All right, so first score
Paul,
of the game.
no beer when I'm gambling. Paul, that's it. Shut it down. I'm rooting for the meteorite. Hashtag Team Meteorite. Let's go. It's over. We had a good run.
Yeah. Hey, do you think the absence of Jalen Carter hurt the Eagles on that drive?
Mayhaps. I think at this point, the Dallas. So let's touch on it here for a second. So obviously, we had a lot of fun when the trade was first announced. But again, going back to what I said earlier, I take a very relaxed approach. Even as a Packer fan, I'm like, I'm number one. I'm happy they did something. Immediately, the first thing that happens, Paul, and I know you caught this, Paul. I enjoyed it. Like first thing is, well, maybe Micah Parsons back is like, you know what? I don't care if he dies like immediately. I'm glad they tried. And like in reality, what they gave up, it's not the end of the world. Like it's fine. And like 2 first rounders for the Packers is like basically second rounders. So it's that's not a big deal. And worst case scenario, look, if he literally can't play, they could like claw back. Like the NFL salary cap isn't even a thing. It doesn't exist.
Fugazi. It's completely fake.
So that's not an issue. I'm just glad they tried. Like the effort was made.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there. Before I jump in real quick, Paul, was the fact that they actually went out and actually did something. They were already good and they made themselves better. And
I know
even
that
though as a player I love, it still sucks, but also I don't blame him.
Yeah, I know that there's about half the league that thinks that getting as many 2027 picks as they can get their hands on is a smart move. And after last weekend, I'm really thinking that it's like, maybe that thought process is overrated. And if you are going to get the best player in football, I mean, the best, regardless of position, like, yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah. You should have seen the copium that people were spitting out after he was traded. They brought up the Green Bay game where he was invisible. He didn't do anything in that game. They brought up his end of season fading, end of game fading, et cetera, and I'm like, he's still like a generational player, right? You don't give up on those guys. But here we are, and such is life. And Jerry's a moron, and whatever.
Well, I just got a kick out of the fact that it was like immediately we went from, oh my God, what did Jerry Jones do, to like it took 4 seconds. It's like Jerry Jones found some money and threw it at some reporters and said, no, you don't understand. This is 5D chess. It's like he's been making moronic moves for a while now. He's been a senile old man for a bit. Like, can we just chill for a minute?
So you guys would know this, but so my 2 major points with him are, one is that Steven is running the organization. Steven is 61. Jerry's 83. Jerry takes the brunt and he gets to all the credit and then he gets all the blame. But I think it's Steven actually pulling the levers. And in some cases it works out. I mean, they've done a pretty good job drafting by turning it over to Will McClay. But at this point, I think Steven treats the Cowboys as a line item on a spreadsheet, right? Because the Cowboys organization is the Dallas Cowboys. And then over here, you have oil money. You have catering businesses, you have real estate businesses, you have restaurant businesses, you have all of these things that are just attached to the Cowboys that make as much or more than the Cowboys do. And so even though they have to spend on players, they don't spend on premium players. They buy mid-tier free agents on 1-year deals over and over and over. They give people just enough hope to make people think that things are going to be better this year. And they don't lose anything by losing games. Nobody's going to stop going to Cowboy games because they're bad. It just doesn't happen. And so I don't think there's any incentive for Jerry anymore to try. He doesn't care about winning anymore. And I definitely don't think Steven cares because the checks still keep coming in.
There's a lot to be said for that. Like that's the reality is that if you're not incentivized, like if you're going to make money anyway, why stop? It's basically the Toronto Maple Leaf things here locally. Like they have no reason to keep trying because like they just need to do enough to pretend they're competitive. That's it.
Right. exactly. Yeah. West just found a Russia. Okay. I would try. I would love to. Uh, but I don't think it's going to get any better when he dies, right? Because Steven's just going to take over. And everybody thinks like, oh, Steven's going to be this young, hip GM. Like he's already 61. He would already be the oldest GM in the league if he took over for his dad.
Well,
like
how long? My curiosity. So, like, my actual over under that I would do is how long after Jerry dies will they try to pull the Weekend at Bernie's thing? How long will they try to pretend he's still alive and move him like a puppet?
Yeah. He'll look like Al Davis up there with the skin flaking off and patches his skull open to air. So I can't wait for him to go. I appreciate all he's done, but bye.
I just like that somebody in the Discord said that they were benching Goddard, and literally the first play he gets a reception. Also, Dak, what I said was half the value goes away when he gets the contract. I still think he's worth the too late first, even with the contract.
Well, the other thing about the contract though is like I always stay out of the whole salary cap thing because of what we just said a couple minutes ago. Like the salary cap is imaginary. The salary cap is like Eric's relationship with hockey players. It doesn't exist. Like it's in our imagination.
Right. It is.
It could be 47 million. It could be 470 million. I don't care. They can afford it, and they're not like it doesn't matter.
Yep. And they write the language, so it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody's actually like they're writing all the checks up front, and they have to pretend to give game checks after every game, and it's all fake. Salary cap doesn't exist. It's just an arbitrary number.
Yeah. And then the owners will make more and more money, and when the time comes, they'll plead poverty in some way. They'll find some way to be like, but you don't understand. We can't feed our families. It's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I
don't think any of them are starving. Yeah.
Colleges are doing the same thing. Hey, we don't have all this money. And meanwhile, everyone else is like, hey, how come you have a new football-only facility? And how come you have this, and this? You paid your coach $8 million a year, and like, oh, we don't have any money for this though. Like, shut up.
Yeah. Most of the coaches, it's funny because most of the coaches' salaries are subsidized by donors anyway. So they're the highest paid public employee, but they also get all these other perks for being, the coach of the, blue blood university.
Yeah. Basically, the schools, were fighting and kind of still are paying the players. So it's like, we have to show a cash flow negative to be like, oh, we're poor. Like, no.
Yeah. Nobody believes that. So I see the Cowboys also cannot stop the RPO anymore. Still, not anymore. Never have.
See, I read a couple of these here. So Jim,
you don't need the word anymore.
Yeah, that was a flub.
Jim here saying Caitlin Clark announced she's not playing again until next year. How far do her cards crash? How far down can Jeff Wilson's videos go? And I know there's a comment from Hobby Chess about Jeff Wilson. I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But so basically, they'll go down a lot because they started off too high. But the funny thing is, I think a lot of people look at this stuff, and her stuff was going crazy. There's no justification for it other than the fact that she is by far and away the most popular player they got. Like she drew numbers when she was doing her stuff. So that was played into, I can't get to paying $500,000 for it. I don't care if she's the greatest. I don't care if she is right now, the greatest WNBA player who will ever live. Even if for sure that is the case, it's still $500,000. But counterpoint, the people that are spending that are not in our tax bracket. And to them, it's a rounding error. So in reality, the worst that happens is they write it off. So it's not so really. So it goes back to it's like the NFL salary cap thing. It's not even real money. At that point, it's like whatever. They don't even care. So how far do cards crash? 90%. I'm by the way, for the high end stuff, like jokes aside, for the high end stuff, they'll just hold it. So technically, it won't crash. It won't fall. But on the regular stuff, you'll see it'll shoot down quite a bit.
Yeah, her silver prisms are going to go way down.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, the thought process,
but like her flawless patch is not going down.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. They just basically won't sell it. That'll be how they'll avoid taking the loss. You can't lose if you didn't sell it, right? How are you going to have a lower comp?
Yep.
You don't move it.
I'm the same, Dakota. I stopped spending any money on the Cowboys in like 2010. Like I don't buy hats, jerseys, nothing. They don't need my money, and I'm not going to give it to them.
That's your only
Somebody,
recourse though. Like as a
yeah,
fan, the only way you can possibly Cowboy fans and Leaf fans have a lot in common in that sense because again, I see it locally. I go,
yeah,
well, you can't complain and then spend all your time. I see you with a brand new Maple Leaf hat and a new
right,
jersey and this and this.
right,
It's like you can't bitch and moan and then you literally patronize the people that are abusing you.
right, exactly.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah, you
So
have nothing, no
Chef's
leg to
saying
stand on.
yeah. Abby Jim says, I made a post sending the Caitlin Clark was one of the worst investments you could make. Geoff Wilson responded and said, oh boy, this will age well, and fervently disagreed. Well, of course he disagreed. Will Greer is still out there.
How
Yeah.
do you not have a spy on Jalen Hurts?
Well, it's the Cowboys, but yeah,
They have two linebackers that can run sideline to sideline, and nobody's out there. We're in nickel, and we're just gonna like run away from him. There's not even like.
To be
Sam
fair,
Williams, I think it was Sam Williams' guy.
Kenneth Murray is shit, but he's shit enough that I actually want to play him in fantasy because he sucks.
I don't even think he was on the field. I think that was Leafau and Sanborn.
Yeah, wait, they're not playing Murray even with
no
Overshown out?
No. Maris Leafau and Jack Sanborn, I think, were starting tonight, and I think that's who was on the field. But they were in nickel and inside the 5, so they were obviously expecting a pass, and then but you don't keep somebody out wide to spy on Jalen Hurts, like Jesus Christ. I have no faith in that Eberflus.
See, if there was if they had the right media team, if I was sitting there, if I was Micah Parsons, I would pay money to see him. If the Cowboys lose and lose convincingly, I would pay good money to see him do a Stephen A. Smith impression. Do the whole bit.
Yeah. Matt, if he turns out to be pretty good, I'll probably hit you up, but he's got to be signed to a longer-term deal before I would even consider buying him. Sanborn rookie. I don't even understand how he left the Bears. I thought he was a pretty good player.
Salary cap.
Yeah. Wasn't he on a rookie deal, though? Like, he's only a 4-year player.
How much did he get? Jack Sample.
I mean, he signed a 1-year deal with the Cowboys for like
$1.5 million. Yeah, that's not much.
Yeah. Boy, Reddit is blowing up about Jalen Carter.
Chicago Bears out our lads. I know they got Edmonds in the middle. TJ Edwards, Noah Sewell is still on the rookie deal.
I guess it wasn't just a numbers game. He just wasn't worth keeping around.
What's their salary cap situation?
I thought they were doing pretty well. They signed a bunch of free agents.
Let me ask you this question, Wes. Kind of plays into what you were saying a little earlier. I think I know kind of the answer for you, and I kind of have the same thing. When you've got these players on your team, since you've got some players who are on long-term, some players who are not, whether you like them or not, for a lot of people, if you're a team collector and somebody who likes doing that, I think it would be tough to collect a current player because of the movement. That'd be a big issue.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you have, I was just going to say, unless you have like a generational player. We just saw 2 traded in for Dallas fans in 1 calendar year. True. Guys who never move, are never traded, unless they're over 30, and it's happened twice. And I don't know. I felt like Zach Martin was the only safe pick for me for many years of Cowboys football, and I think that's still accurate. I mean, even if you sign like a 3rd contract with a team, there's no guarantee they're going to stick with them. It's frustrating.
It is.
And
ironically, that's why Benassance has actually worked out for me. He's in that weird middle zone where he's just been the captain now so long that as long as he signed a reasonable deal, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't keep him around as long as he's not asking for too much money.
Right. Exactly.
Just be
I mean, 1 to 3 million a year. Yeah, sign me up, dude. He can. Yeah, that's 100 penalty minutes and 15 to 20 goals, maybe. I'll take that all day.
it's gonna be hysterically funny though. I'm kind of enjoying, like, I know I've shown you some cards and everything. Like I've got a nice Jamie Benn collection, all things considered, of some nice stuff. But
That you're leaving to me in your will.
of course, listen. And by the way, I actually I made a tactical mistake. I should have actually checked my checklist. I accidentally bought a second blue PMG, and I already have one. And I was like, they're out of 50. How could I possibly have bought? No, I bought a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You got to pay closer attention. So who's this? Who's this penalty on?
How often do you accidentally be like, here you go, here's the second one?
Yeah. I have that rainbow actually.
Yeah, you do. I know. But it was just funny to me. I was sitting there like, but the thing is, I got it for like $20 and all
Nice.
shipping all in. So I was sitting there like, oh, that's a good price. Hold on, buy it now, done. And then afterwards, I'm looking like, and of course, your favorite thing. I've got even PMGs and all that in a Z folio. I'm flipping through. I was like, ah, fuck. I got one of those.
Nice.
Wow, I guess I got two now. Be that way, fine.
There's nothing wrong with a card to 50 and having two of them.
At the end of the day, as long as it's the nominal amount of money, I don't care. Like $20,
Yeah.
I really don't care one way or the other. But it was just funny to me. I'm sitting there like, man, this is not a good scene when I'm forgetting I have cards out of 50 and I buy a second.
I have been there, sir.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that penalty went against Maris Leofau. He's the one who got his helmet ripped off. But
I've stopped trying to understand refereeing in this league.
Yeah. I'm fully on board with kicking Carter out of the game, but that one I have a problem with. I'm not biased at all. I do have to say, Devin Booker looks pretty good in limited action so far. And that'll be my new right guard collector player, I think.
All right.
And hitting up the chat, Will, we almost had a fight last national.
Who?
Are you and Geoff?
Geoff and I.
Oh,
Over
what?
He was rounding the corner, filming an interview, and right as he went through and before the cameras hit, I just flipped off the camera so that he couldn't use the shot and just kept on walking.
Nice. I'm sure it must happen to him pretty frequently.
Yep, I just kept on walking and I zigzagged around just so he couldn't fucking fight.
Nice. I would have used it anyway.
But yeah, I
just
almost
to
want to
spite
find the screenshot where he defends the price on Clark. Like, no, it's like your normal shit. The whole thought behind it is that no one's going to have it because WNBA is not highly printed. Oh no, it's highly enough printed, and it's at every card show. Like, this is not rare. And if you want to say you've never seen this before, Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods rookies are legitimately hard to find unless you're on eBay or at like a regional-ish show.
I think we've kind of confirmed that nobody really cares about print runs anymore. Like pack odds and print runs don't matter. It certainly seems that way.
Well, even if they did, like this is something I challenge back because I remember like pandemic period we covered them. What's funny is a lot of people make videos going like, no one's talked about this because we did it in 2020 and 2021. I swear to God, we had this conversation already 50 times. I promise you. But one of the things that a lot of people were harping on, which I understood why. They would say like, hey man, why don't they tell us what the print runs are on these regular products? And I'm sitting there like, even if they did, would you be able to tell the difference between a high print run and not a high print run?
Right. Yeah. No.
That's my challenge. Like if the answer is yes, great. But if I tell you they print like, Upper Deck flagship for hockey, they tell you, hey, they print 150,000 Young Guns and the base cards, they print 750,000 of them. Is that high or low? When it's a product that's made to be available in retail and in hobby and all these places, and it's normal for this to happen, is that high or low?
Yeah, they don't have any idea.
Yeah, so it's like there's no content. Now, if by contrast I tell you this other product, hey, they made 50,000, so is that low or it's low compared to the other one? But does that mean it's actually low? Like, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a number, I can give it to you, but like you can't tell me whether it's high or low anyway. Even the stuff with the serial number, you can't tell me whether it's high or low anyway. If it's numbered to 100, numbered to 50, is that low? It depends on the person. It depends on how much demand there is.
Right.
It depends on how many inserts are numbered.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. But like, look at it this way, Paul. Even if they had 50 inserts and I combine the print run of everything, and they say the print run of everything is 10,000, if 150,000 people want it, it's still low.
Mm-hmm.
Like if everybody and their brother wants one, it's still low. But something else could be out of 5, and if 0 people want it, it's too high.
Yeah. I think that's what's probably kind of going on with Pokemon, even though I don't really understand it, because there are rare cards, but again, nobody wants them. So it doesn't, because it's not a, name character or whatever. Yeah. But that does seem to defy a lot of the laws of supply and demand.
And that's the thing, is that I'll watch. Go ahead.
Yes, Will, I do remember that. Remember when I laughed at Neo and said that the Luca Prism PSA 10 was a $50 card and it was $600 at the time? I was going to say, what is that now? PSA 10. Like $200? $150? What is that card now?
That's still pretty high.
175.
That's still pretty pricey for a base card.
Yeah, no, and I agree, and that will always have a place in hobby history. I just look at it and go, "This is like a $50 item long term, not like $1,000 item." And everyone's like, "No, it's 600. It's low."
Yeah, we agree there.
You have no clue.
Yeah. Well, we're going backwards here. It's not ideal. Tyler Smith with his first penalty of the season. Another really good guard. Ooh, deep shot. Oh, that should be holding or pass interference. Yep. You can't hold one arm. Pickens still almost made that catch.
I'm surprised that the Eagles are playing Jihad this early.
Their secondary does not look. Well, I mean, Quinyon Mitchell is pretty good, but and Cooper in the slot, but I don't know what Keely Ringo is doing out there on the edge against CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if I like that. I would be throwing.
I'd be helping him if that was the zone that he was randomly thrown in.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they're shading Quinyon on George Pickens. And
see, that's a decision.
Yeah, that is a choice. Oh, that was not a good throw. I think Dak was waiting for Jalen Tolbert to do something else there. He threw that past 2 Eagles.
What's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on if the NFL adopted the collegiate rule for pass interference? It's either spotted foul or 15 yards, whichever is
worse.
Greater.
Whichever one's the bigger penalty.
Right. There you go.
Yeah, spotted foul or 15 yards.
I'm okay with that.
50-yard PI.
Yeah, I don't agree with the 50-yard PI. It's too big of it's a game-changing play on a judgment call, and I don't like it. So I would be totally for a 15-yard penalty. Let's just make it a base 15 yards. That's fine. And not a spot foul anymore. I think that would be okay. I don't have a problem with that because you still keep the game going, but you don't alter the course of the game,
Yeah.
Now, counterpoint. I think there should be like a Joker's Wild rule for the matchups that we don't care about, because there's always a couple of matchups every week where we don't care about these teams. And I think all penalties and things should just be a random number generator. You just make it up.
Oh, yeah. I would be okay with that. Like, who's going to watch Jaguars Browns and think?
That's what I'm getting at. Like a Jaguars Brown game, and all of a sudden there's a penalty would normally be 5 yards, except you put it in a random number generator, and now it's a 55-yard penalty. How and why? I don't know.
Right. It doesn't matter because it's random.
Yeah. Somebody else gets their head taken off, and it's a 1 yard penalty. Just random number generator. Like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, they should do that for the Saints and the Texans.
I don't disagree.
Make it entertaining. Hit. Let's spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Find out how many yards you're gonna get.
Yeah. Man, this the loss of Jalen Carter sure is affecting this game greatly. I'm so sad.
Awful. Just awful.
Yeah. What did Will say in the chat?
Let's see here. Got it.
Naming your kid Jihad is a dubious decision. Here's a fun fact: not even the first Jihad to play in the NFL.
This does not surprise me.
There's a guy who actually the Cowboys. His name was Jihad Ward, and he played for the Raiders, and we traded Ryan Switzer for him.
Yeah, he was a first rounder.
Yeah. Naming your kid. One of them is named Jihad, is pronounced, and the other is Jihad. So I don't know, depending upon who's saying that word. If you're a redneck in Mississippi, you'd probably say Jihad. And if you are actually carrying out a jihad, I believe it's Jihad. I don't know. Will can tell us. Will, what's the correct pronunciation?
You're trying to distract him from his CSV picture downloads. The man's busy.
It's true. He just got on the World Wide Web on his AOL chat.
Right now, he's got 6 screens going, and all of them are in below standard def. Not even 480p yet. Like, someday. Yep.
That's how he looks at X-rays too.
That's what I mean. It'll be great. He's trying to look up the thing. It's like, I think that's Brad, the comeback card investor. No, that's Leisure Suit Larry. Will.
That's right. Wow, Leisure Suit Larry. That's not something I thought I was going to hear tonight.
Hey, listen, Wes, I got to expand the bingo card. Like, we can't like. Yeah. Our entertainment value is mostly just first game of the season. Somebody said, "Hey, would you do one for the first season?" I guess, yeah, sure, why not?
So, somebody tell anybody under 40 what Leisure Suit Larry was.
And we get the pleasure. And we get the pleasure of watching either the Cowboys or the Eagles lose. Like, it's almost like watching the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, we don't like the Chiefs, but the Eagles might lose. Oh, you don't like the Eagles? Then the Chiefs must lose. This is okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like, outside of Wes's Dallas fandom and like his cursing of Jerry under his breath, for the most part, for the rest of us, like, I don't have as much of an issue with the Cowboys as much as I enjoy watching the meltdowns. That's really what I'm here for. It's the meltdowns. Right. I'm just here for, like, that's all I want to see.
Absolutely. I'm so far beyond meltdown territory as far as this team goes. I was telling my wife earlier, she's like, I'm not ready for this energy, this football season energy. Mm-hmm. And I thought, this is the most apathetic I have been about a Cowboys season since like 2000, 2001, maybe.
Okay.
Just whatever happens. I do not care. Mm-hmm.
So I think I told this story before, but I don't know if you remember this one, Paul. I was saying, like, the NFC Championship against the Seahawks. After that, and me banging my head against the coffee table at the end of that, it's like I became zen after that. Like, that was it. Like, I was like, I can't take it. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, you've seen enough of my stuff, Wes. It takes a lot to actually piss me off. I have a wrong way because being a life troll, like, it's very difficult to get me. That pissed me off.
Right.
Yep.
Like, because it wasn't just one mistake. It was like 100 stupid things, one after another. I'm sitting there like, you could have Madden, rando play, and you would still find a way to win this game. What are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that was the random number generator working.
It was. That was That was a random number generator. And I'm just sitting there going like, that is the Aaron Rodgers era in a nutshell, because that was the best opportunity. I actually would have loved to have seen. And maybe the outcome doesn't change, because in the end, that was basically the Super Bowl that brought back Tom Brady, to which we all now have to suffer.
Right.
And maybe the outcome doesn't change, but I would love to have seen Rodgers and Brady in a Super Bowl. That would have been fascinating.
I agree. That would have been amazing. I would have hated it, but it would have been amazing.
In the pantry on the floor.
But it's like, all right, well, so we were denied that one, and that's why I was kind of mentioning the question I asked Wes a couple of minutes ago, earlier, Paul, is that sometimes it's tough to kind of follow a player on the team currently. But I was laughing because I was talking with a couple of folks, and they go, "Well, you got all the Favre cards. It's like, do you have a Rodgers?" It's like I had a small group of Rodgers cards, but the thing is, as time went on, like it took very little time. Like I can't stand the man. The man pisses me off, and he hasn't done anything wrong technically. But every time he opens his mouth, I like, please die in a fire.
Yeah, I saw years ago somebody in the Dallas sports media nicknamed him Fig Jam, which is short for "fuck I'm good, just ask me."
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that is the perfect nickname for that dude.
Yeah.
Fuck I'm good, just ask me. That's Fig Jam. He is Fig Jam. And then he goes off and does his ayahuasca retreats and takes his mushrooms and does all this pseudo hippie shit, trying to find himself. And he's just a tool bag of the highest
He's
order.
trying to find himself because every version he finds is an asshole.
Yeah,
he's like trying to find a
exactly.
version that is not, and he's not working.
He's that guy that walks into the room and says, "I'm surrounded by assholes," and it's like, or every room they go to, they're surrounded by assholes. And no, dude, you're the asshole. Like that, you're the common denominator here. You know?
But yeah, even in Wisconsin, like you'll find a decent Favre item every now and again.
Yep.
But there's probably one a show. And I found this a case hit Rodgers at like a trade night, and the guy couldn't give it away. I'm like, fine.
Yeah. The thing is, he's
Like,
talented. The issue is always that the problem was he is talented. But if you compare the two, for all his flaws, and I said the joke, the analogy I use, for all his flaws and being the not swell fella and all the 1,018 jokes, the noble calling that is stealing welfare money, but for all his flaws, you could sit down with Brett Favre and have a beer, and it would be an entertaining conversation, if nothing else. You could have it. You would literally throw shit at Aaron Rodgers within about a minute and a half of talking to the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the difference.
He's just insufferable with zero. Like there's zero humility, zero. He's just a lizard person. I think that remains to be seen, Dakota. I think the offense looks pretty good, but there's kind of an asterisk on this game already, I think, with Jalen Carter being out. But they do look pretty good.
Favre is also synonymous with the card era. Whereas if you think about Rodgers, what's your favorite Rodgers card? It's like, and you have to think about it.
Yeah.
Versus with Favre, you can be like, well, I got 10 of them, and here's my list. Rodgers, you're like, fuck, what's number one?
Right.
Like, I guess I got a rookie auto. Like, that counts.
I do want an Aaron Rodgers autograph just to have it over time, but I'm not like actively seeking one out, and I'm certainly not going to pay big money for one. There's no way.
Well, he's actively signing a little bit more, and the overall population is just heading up, and therefore the price is just going to keep slowly going down.
Well, he is molting like a lizard, so I would say at least 80%. See, that's a cool card, but I love Ultimate Collection.
Yeah, I like the mid 2000s, the mid aughts.
Yeah,
and this one was one that I took advantage of the whole PSA 6 thing but I'm like, I don't care. That's the number 15 patch auto. I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's also a thickie, so a 6 is really an 8.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, because it was a 6, I think threw people off. I got that one from Fanatics at the time, and I actually think it threw people off. And I'm sitting there like, you understand it's a patch auto out of 15, right? Like that's a really nice card.
Yeah, like four of the last, I don't know, 10 cards that I bought were all 6s or lower. Like the Dion, the guy had the Marino, that's a 6. Away, that's a 6.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of any of these low grade cards.
Yeah, and a local show, I traded for a Molds precious metal in a 4 because the corner, let's see if I can get the light right. You see how the corner is kind of dented?
Sort of. It's a little bit tough to see, but I sort of get what you're saying. Is that you're talking about the top right corner?
Actually, hold on. It might be the top left.
I don't know. They're also pretty smoked.
Yeah, like you see it there.
Yeah.
The corner is just dented. I'm like, well, fine. I traded into it. Yeah, fine.
I think the key though is what you're talking about basically is the difference for a collector. Like for me, I'm looking at it, I see it as an opportunity. Like I said, the Favre collection is fun for me. The Josh Rosen one is really fun for me. That's just me being silly. But the Favre one is like, no, this is a Hall of Fame player. I like the auto when he does it well. It actually looks pretty nice. It's a decent auto for what it is. But if you can get it cheap on a nice card like an Ultimate on card auto patch piece that's game used, great. That's a good combo. I'll take that. Thank you.
All day.
I also get higher than 6s. I get the collector grade of a 7.
Ooh, the collector grade. Look at that. You know the collector grade is the decade number, right? That it should be a 9 technically.
Yeah. Well, these cards all grade like shit because they're mid-90s playoff.
Yeah,
but that's
pretty much
like a 7. Like a 7's actually an 8.5.
You guys know I do PSA submissions for the local LCS, and
yes,
there is I've been telling people to hold off on sending 90s inserts, these cards, whatever you're trying to get a 10 on for a couple of months, because the downturn in older cards being returned in low grade or the frequency of that happening is so high right now, because I don't think that the people that they're rushing through their little grading schools are being properly trained on anything except ultra modern. And I think that is really hampering a lot of set collectors and longtime collectors, because they can't get, you send in a perfect 90s card and it comes back a 6 and you have no idea why. And it's just a waste of money. And that should be holding. There's no way that run should have been negated, because that's big time holding. Anyway, that's my PSA rant for the day. I think there's a skill deficit with PSA graders looking at non-ultra modern stuff, and they don't know what to do with it.
I think there's something to be said for that. I will say though, and this is something I just what's funny is the grading thing is always fun for me. It's an easy video. You can make an easy video and get views on it. It'd be no problem, regardless of what your argument is. Doesn't matter. Good, bad, or indifferent. But because grading at this point is the third rail hobby wise, totally is.
Right. Easy.
But the reality is the problem that I have with it is that I think a lot of people that are the most passionate about it misunderstand what grading actually is. And they don't get that, like, even if it's being done correctly, and I'm putting that in quotation marks, it has to be subjective, because there's an interpretation element to it. Because a lot of people look at the different things. It's like, Geoff is like one of the worst examples, because I was laughing. I watched one forever, probably a couple months ago. He had a return and he had a Griffey rookie in it. And he was going like, I can't believe it. I don't understand why I got a 6. And literally the hologram on the back was scratched. Right. And I go, well, the thing is that you always get that the hologram is part of the card. If the hologram is damaged, you will automatically get dinged on it because it's part of the card. So the question is, if you take ultra modern, obviously you've got one. The thing is, do you make different rules for different eras, because certain eras are going to be more prone to certain things, which is part of it, or do you just follow the technical grade? Because a lot of people don't get what technical grade just means is assess the condition. If there's a dented corner, that's a dented corner, regardless of the era of the card. A scratch is a scratch, regardless of the era of the card. So how do you want to play this? And then I always ask people, it's like, if I show you the definitions, what the conditions are, okay, cool. Yeah. Here's my question for you. This says rounded corner. What does that mean?
Right.
There's an interpretation element to this. What you consider a slightly rounded corner might be different than what I consider a slightly rounded corner, and we could both be completely with total conviction in what we're saying. And it's like, no, I'm looking at the definition. It says there has to be a rounded corner for this. It's like, but I don't think that's a rounded corner. I think this is a rounded corner.
Yeah, I agree. The subjectivity is fine, and I think people benefit more often than not from that subjectivity with grading. But it would be, I know they have a database of cards and they have a database of sets, and it would be nice if they actually went back and said, obviously they look at the hologram on an 89 Griffey. That's like probably the first thing they look at after centering, is whether or not the hologram's in good shape. And if it's not, you deduct accordingly, right? So why isn't that same logic and rule set applied to other sets. If you know that PMGs are trash printing, then maybe take that into account. But you've already set the standard that PMG grades don't really matter other than authenticity. So, I don't know if that's probably a good example, but it, still kind of sets the tone for everything else. And again, nobody watching Jalen Hurts. Unbelievable.
By the way,
Micah Parsons.
I mean, he probably wouldn't have gotten it either, but it's like there's been 2 obvious holding penalties. There's another one on both of these runs that were not called. I don't know who 41 is. Huh?
I did not adhere to your advice.
Which one is that?
I know it's a 5 or a 6.
Oh, nice.
Like a guy had it in the case and he wanted 140, and I talked him down to 120. I'm like, all right, well, it's 140 after I pay the PSA fee, and I'll get my 5 or 6 back. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Yeah. Real, all that matters.
Is that, what year was that?
97. The purples are only out of 30.
Nice.
But they weren't technically serial numbered, so you just have to know that they were out of 30. I'm like,
right.
I'll take that, sir. It's like, yep, I want a fun XYZ expensive item. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll help you out with $100 of it. Because I have more money than I thought I would have at this point of the show, and we can make that happen.
Nice.
Well, what's the over-under on go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what's the over-under on gambling ads per game this year? Does anybody know?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Very yes.
Non-stop, yes.
Yes. There will be tons. It's that, like, I think people are gonna find that, like I said, right from the red zone ads thing, that you're gonna get bombarded with ads literally on everything. They're going to find a way. If they eventually, they'll have the technology where the visors will actually be LEDs, and it'll show you the ad while the player's playing. It won't be superimposed. It'll actually be an LED. It'll be on the visor itself.
I had a guy try to sell me a hat that looked like that in Vegas.
With an LED?
With LEDs all over it, yeah.
No.
They'll have in the running back's helmet next carry over under 5 yards. Bet now.
Yeah. And then they'll have a countdown timer for how long you can bet.
Absolutely.
Push the button on your phone now. Over under 5 yards.
Yeah.
Well, I always try to be very consistent. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I always try to be very consistent on my takes on a lot of these things. I like gambling. I don't mind gambling at all, but it's overkill to bombard people with it every 3 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, you don't need to. Like, the people who are interested are already, look, it's not like we needed you to give us 57,000 ads for FanDuel. Yeah. Be like, look, if I'm inclined, I'm inclined. Like, it's like, you're just beating this into the ground now.
Yeah.
But if you own the TV station and you go, hey, all these other entities aren't interested, but DraftKings is, hey, I'll take your money. I don't give a shit.
But Paul, I've been very consistent on this point. Look, if DraftKings comes calling, like, this will be the, random watch-along with angry Cowboys fan and Green Bay Packer fan who likes to torment Dustin. Sponsored by DraftKings. We'll take the bag.
Yeah.
No question. Let's go. Done. I will sell out so hard. It's not even, no hesitation.
Absolutely. I would take that money immediately. Not even mad at anybody.
What I was gonna say is, I'm waiting for the tracking info and everything. I actually completed. You'll see it probably on the hockey section of the Discord, Wes. So I think you'll appreciate it. I was able to complete a deal on a '90s Mike Modano 1 of 1.
Oh,
yes.
What brand? May I ask?
Gold
or
label.
Do I have to wait? Oh, okay.
No, Gold Label. There's a couple different ones, but I will say it's Gold Label.
Nice. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, there's not a lot of 90s 1 of 1s because they basically only started 97, 98 was the first year they were available. So in reality, like, a lot of I was actually talking with a guy about a different one, but it was one of the printing plates. So I'll tell you, it's not a printing plate. But it was I was talking with a different guy, one of the printing plates, and he was trying to get all sneaky about the way he was trying to negotiate. I'm sitting there like, what's your offer? I made an offer on the eBay thing, and he goes,
Yeah.
I go, he reached out to me on Facebook separate from it. He goes, what's your offer? And I go, the thing I sent you on eBay. That's my offer.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to get me like bid against myself. Like that
Yeah.
the number that I sent you, that was my offer.
Just getting Keely Ringo getting stiff armed by Cavante Turpin so hard he goes back 4 yards is not something I had on my bingo card today. All 5'4" Cavante Turpin.
We're getting all the surprises in week 1.
Yeah.
But Ringo was in the SEC, and I was told that the SEC was the best. Is that not correct?
I mean, they're probably all better than Florida State,
Except for last weekend, right?
I'm not aware of what happened.
Not Alabama.
Yeah, I'm never going to be mad that somebody beat Alabama, so that's fine. But also, I'm also going to always take the tack that Florida State talking shit about Florida State gets Paul's goat.
It does. But look, the only thing I know about college football is that Arch Manning sucks now. I've been clear on this. Arch Manning sucks now. This is what I've been told. This is all I know about college football at the moment. So that's all I got.
Yeah. I overheard a conversation. So we have a lot of student workers and a lot of UT students. And I overheard a conversation about Arch Manning between a cluster of them today. And it just made me giggle. They were all like, I really don't know if I can invest emotionally in Arch Manning as a quarterback for UT football. And I was just like, go on. Tell me more about how your blood pressure gets raised.
All right, Wes, this is the important thing. Based on the news we heard earlier now, and we confirmed. All right, Paul, get ready for it. Arch Manning or Caitlin Clark futures? Go. Who are we taking right now? Who are we more down on right now?
I think I got to be more down on Arch.
I'd rather have Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Interesting, but don't forget though. Like, and so jokes aside, this is something that people keep forgetting about these things. Back in the day, and that, by the way, back in the day isn't that long ago, unfortunately, that you could prospect on somebody because you started low. The problem is all these guys are starting so high, guys and girls, they're starting so high that it's like, well, you're screwed before you start. You never had a chance to come out of the block. Sometimes Juan Soto was a surprise. You actually could buy Juan Soto low. So even if you don't think he's the greatest thing since life, if you bought his Bowman, first auto for $50, it's way higher today. Right. He doesn't have to be setting the world on fire, winning 50 MVPs, and you still feel pretty good about the situation because he's still an excellent player and playing extremely well. So, but if you bought it at 2,000 or 4,000 or whatever, then you're suddenly counting every single at bat and losing your mind.
Right. Yeah. And hate watching it.
Yeah.
And then so talking shit about them on the internet.
Yeah. So that's the difference. That's the Arch Manning. If Arch Manning was $1 right now, you don't give a shit. You'd be like, let him play some games, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Right. Or Dustin's Drew Aller take.
I hate that. I hate him as a prospect.
I think I just hate anything Dustin does. That's all.
I was going to say,
I haven't liked Aller for a couple of years now.
I know.
Look, Paul, I think Wes has got a point here. I think it's a valid take. Dustin could be like, I like Jesus. Paul is like, fuck Jesus. He's like, all right, then. Very well.
Yeah. He's not a Mac. He's not a product of it.
He's like, the resurrection's overrated.
Yeah. But on the Arch and Clark thing, you can find $500 Clark at every show. You can't find Arch like the collegiate immaculate autographs.
Yeah,
you have to look a little bit like a lot for like decent Arch. It may work out, it may not. But to what you said before, you're not completely screwed right out the gate.
Nolan Smith with a taunting penalty.
Yeah, typical SEC player.
These guys are really getting it. These guys are really getting in on the weird and dumb penalties to start the block today.
Man. Well, last year, what was the penalty last year? Was it the setting too far back for the tackle?
Wait, that was taunting in the NFL? Oof.
You're not allowed to walk up to the opponent and like flex. anymore. Oh! There we go. Run, Dak, run. There we go. Yeah, okay.
Oh, by the way, have you
Sorry.
guys caught any of the recent either the podcast or the last video I did with Simon?
I did not catch that yet.
No.
Okay, so I'll just show you guys, folks here in the live. I was joking with thing. So one of the running jokes, of course, with Eric is Marcel Dion and of course mayonnaise.
Of course.
And I went the AI route and I created a fake ad for mayonnaise with Marcel Dion.
Awesome.
So that's
hell
first.
yeah.
I need to go.
So right there, we're off to a great start. But then I told Eric, it's like, look, I'm not saying that I went to a printing company and had something made.
But I also did not go to a printing company and have some.
I'm not saying I would do such a thing, but
I hope you get that signed.
so I told Eric, I go, listen to me. I want this sign. I want it not only signed, I want an inscription. And I told Eric, listen, the perfect inscription is, what the fuck is this? Marcel Dion.
He'd probably sign it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, in English or French, I don't care.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That'd
So
be
good.
amazing.
Why is Marcel Dion such a topic of conversation lately?
It
in the
was
last
so
2 weeks.
that was a fluke. The hockey card go. I actually got a chance to talk with producer Louis because he messaged me on Instagram after the fact, and Phil, also was kind of watching a couple videos recently, and they caught on to that. The Marcel Dion, obviously, we've been on that train messing with Eric about it forever. It's like that's not new for us, but it's because on Gong Show, what's his name, Josh, was doing a comparison. He was trying to talk about Connor McDavid. And he's saying, what happens if Connor McDavid does not win a Stanley Cup? And his argument, the thing is, out of all the names, he could have picked any name in the world that he could have selected. He said, if he does not win a Stanley Cup, he's basically Marcel Dion. And that was it. And the game's won.
Okay, now I'm with it. Now I understand. So now it's become a meme at this point.
Oh, totally. But that was the thing is that, and the thing is that with them, of course, we have to have fun with it because you said the magic words.
Absolutely. Oh, CD.
And Baba Louie basically, he actually messaged me, and at first he only caught the first part of it. He goes, he was giving a whole explanation, and then a couple of minutes later he goes, all right, I saw the rest of it, now I get it. Like it took him a minute, and then he saw us destroying Eric, and he goes, okay, I get it. Eric is hilarious.
Nice.
he's just dying of laughter with it. But as I say, I have two of those, but I'm just saying if we get Marcel Dion to sign it, that right there is legendary.
Oh, that would be chef's kiss. I think Josh made a compelling argument for his Connor McDavid point and being Marcel Dion. I don't think that's too far off.
Well, the challenge was, so the conceptually, in terms of being the best player without a Stanley Cup, there was a time where Marcel Dion would have qualified for that. The problem is that McDavid has won too many Hart trophies. Like his hardware is already he has a gold medal. He has a gold medal with the Olympics. He has that. He actually was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, even though they didn't win. He actually, like in that playoff, he was killing it. Like the playoff run, he was doing amazing. Marcel Dion never had any playoff run that matches it, and he doesn't have the trophy case full that Connor McDavid already has. So it's like Connor McDavid technically in terms of hardware, he already surpassed him.
Right.
So it's like so like the argument falls apart right away. It's like, well, he's already got some built-in stuff because he already has this other stuff.
Right. Oh no, he's already a Hall of Famer, surefire, 100% first ballot, no problem. But I'm not going to be sad if he never wins a cup, and I get to have trolley arguments where you're like, oh, he's just Marcel Dion.
Well, look, far be it for me. For reasons, far be it for me.
For sure.
You're missing the final result with that though, Carlos. You know where it goes after he signs it, right?
Somehow this becomes you mocking the New Orleans Saints and Dustin?
No.
Oh, but I just assumed all paths led to this.
No, more obvious than that. Where would that item go after he signs
I don't know, Paul. It's not that obvious. Go ahead.
Oversized Beckett slab.
Amazing.
Touche. Fair point. That would have been pretty good.
That's valid. That's a valid comp by you.
Dinner plate.
Yeah, it is just full size, like the size of the artwork back here.
Well,
full
listen,
size
if you really want to
slab.
go deep, you got to go deep. You can double Beckett slab it. Get up the gigantic Beckett slab and then slab the gigantic Beckett slab.
Man, we're onto something. And
Double
then we
size.
send it to Eric.
Mhm.
Dinner plate.
Mhm.
Not the coaster, the dinner plate.
Eric would
Amazing.
have to display it. What's Eric's major malfunction with Marcel Dion? Just general hatred, or
Oh, so no. So the thing is that I like to say that he hates Marcel Dion because, of course, that torments Eric. No,
Wow.
Eric actually, worships Marcel Dion, but he worships every hockey player that ever existed. So the backstory is that Eric, his brain is geared that anything hockey wise he like puts on a pedestal. So like when he showed up to the expo and he realized that there's hockey players everywhere, and if you throw a rock, you hit 14 of them, his brain imploded. Like he couldn't figure out. He goes, wait, not only are there like hockey players here, it's like you can talk to them, and I was like, yes, you can. They are people. You can speak to them if you wish.
Yeah,
and they will
they don't
occasionally speak
necessarily
back.
Yeah, they don't want to talk to you. But you
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
talk
they
to
didn't
them.
have a restraining order.
Yeah, so basically what happened is he discovered that Marcel Dion, who is, one of the greatest players, he's 1,700 plus points and all that. He's one of the all-time greatest scorers. He literally has a booth where he sells merch and things. And his brain couldn't compute that you've got one of the all-time leading goal scorers who has a booth with all his shit. And you can literally just walk right up to him, talk to him for a couple minutes, and if you want, you can buy a hat and he'll sign it for you. Like his head exploded.
Yeah, I need to go to the expo. I think my head would probably.
I think you'd enjoy it.
To be fair,
I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute, boys. I need a refill.
Go for it. But yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. I think I'd say one of those things where, like, if somebody is within distance, so that's why we're trying to get Bobbles to come up. I go, no, I think listen, now that the price has settled down a little bit, you'd be able to get some sweet Jason Robertsons if you want. Like, there's lots of amazing options.
Yeah, I feel like you could probably score stars cards relatively cheaply.
Yeah. Well, that's why I sent you. I
reason.
sent you that one time that Miro, and like I said, I will see occasionally some, but I don't want to send you 5,000 pictures because they are all over the place. So if I see something that looks kind of interesting, I'll be like, "You got one of these? You're interested in that?"
Yeah. I definitely appreciate that because it's just things I don't have access to. Although with the current shipping situation out of Canada, I don't know what that. Where's that stand right now? Like, what is Canada
right
Post
now,
still not
as
shipping?
far as I'm aware, so here's the thing: Canada Post will ship, but what they're doing right now is they actually are charging the duty up front.
Oh,
So and they're charging it to the sender, which makes a lot of the senders go, "Fuck no, I'm not paying for it. Why am I paying for it? Get out of here."
Well,
So
typically how it works.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was saying is that what they're, and I think what happens is I think you can get it refunded or whatever, but it's basically a whole set of paperwork and complications and kind of, because at the end of the day, the duty is actually coming from the US. So they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. It's like, well, then we just won't send it. What I think eBay is going to do though is eBay starting in October is actually doing their own version of the international shipping, similar to what the US has. So they're going to so basically that'll take care of that problem because then eBay already has a deal. So then we send it to the local distribution center or whatever, and then it ships it down.
Will that mean that you need to still maintain your Ship My Cards account or something similar, you think?
There's still an advantage for me to do that because even with the international shipping, the thing about the international shipping, so I'll just speak my experience with it, is that number one, it was much more expensive for the longest time. It still is in a lot of cases. And also what they would do is you'd send it to your distribution center in Kentucky or whatever. I forget. There's a couple locations, but anyway, you'd send it there and then they would ship it this way. But then they would have this weird arrangement where the last mile, the actual delivery, they had some really wonky stuff. That was the one where I used it in the past and they actually delivered it to a convenience store. And I had never heard of it, and I had to go find it. It was like down the road. Like I actually was able to walk over to it, but I had no idea. Like I had to go look it up. I go, where the fuck is this? And then I go find it. And literally, I walked in. I go, hi, do you take deliveries? And they're like, yeah. Do you have the truck? And he goes, and he literally was just on a shelf. The guy just turned around, grabbed it. And he go, here you go.
You're like, no.
And I was like, I'm paying for this.
Right.
What is this?
That's insane.
So that's what I say. I'm not exactly trusting it. Wes is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
So I would rather ship my cards. At least I have a control. I can choose when I want to send it. I can consolidate. I can do. And in reality, like the shipping in and of itself isn't too bad if I do it that way. And then, like I said, and then when it comes to expo time, the guy will actually set up a booth, and you can grab like I think it's up to 10 items, so you can pick, and he'll literally mule them over for you.
Oh, that's kind of incredible.
Yeah, so it's like, and it's very small fee for it, and they're like, no, we'll just mule it over for you. You walk by, say, hey, can I have my stuff? And they go, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the
you can
mother
you
of
can pick and
invention,
choose
right?
certain select pieces, and
Yeah.
they'll do it for you.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, so it's still worth
that's
it. It's still worth it
yeah.
for me.
That's a pretty useful service, I guess. It is so prohibitively. I mean, as you know, you helped me get the Logan Stankoven autograph.
Yeah.
And then he was traded.
Mm.
But we don't have to talk about that. But because before I contacted you, I looked into the process of mailing something to the autograph provider, and it was like the shipping fee plus the customs the whatever they say, the X something, the outbound fee was
I think
like
it's called excise
$45.
fee or excise tax or
Yeah.
something.
It's like $45, and I had to fill out all these forms. And no, I wasn't shipping drugs, and no, I wasn't doing this, and no, I wasn't doing that. Like, God, why is this so hard? So yeah. So again, thank you for helping me facilitate that. And then he was probably traded. So,
Yeah, realistically, that's going to be the case for a lot of folks. It's just there is a convenience factor to being like, look, if you know somebody, just basically have it shipped there. Like my cars will take care of 95% of my stuff. I did get something shipped to Bougie Eric that is thematically appropriate. I'll probably show it off on Friday.
All right, I can't wait.
But it was just because it was a bigger item. I was like, "Do you mind if I just send it to you?" He goes, "Yeah, just send it over here." And then I say, "You can bring it because I'm not in a hurry." He goes, "Bring it up when you come up for Expo." It's just easier that way. Yeah. So if you can do that and you're okay with that, that's another way. But again, it depends. For 95% of my stuff, like the cards, ship my cards is perfect. I'll just consolidate, all good. But for a bigger item, I'd be like, "No, can I just send it your way?" And he goes, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah, I need to be a border mule. Please don't come get me for saying such ridiculous sentence. I meant for sports cards, not for drugs.
Just so you're limiting your market, Wes. You're limiting your market as you speak.
You know, that's fine. I'm too old to do time in federal prison, you know? Oh my God. How do you let him complete that catch? Oh, that was Kyer Elam. Never mind. That's how you let that happen. Jeez. Ugh.
I hate that you're like 20 seconds ahead of me.
Well, it's because I am living in the future, Paul.
Look, this is his compensation for the Mika Parsons trade. We allowed him to live about 30 seconds in the future.
That's right. And it does me no good.
No. That's the beauty of it. It's like what's the trade-off? It's like you get to live in the future. How long? 30 seconds. Yep. What? That's it? I can't do anything with that.
Nope. Long enough to know I don't want to be in the future for 30 seconds. Did anybody's screen just flash strangely? It was almost like lightning struck near the stadium. Anybody see that?
Oh, well, I just saw it now. Yeah.
I'll see
it was on the broadcast. I just saw it.
That was weird.
It's the aliens. The meteorite is finally going to hit. It's about damn time.
Yeah, seriously. I saw, speaking of that, side note, I've been getting into entertainment stuff lately. And the other day I saw some, like the whole cast of Starship Troopers were going to be at some convention or something. And so, of course, the algorithm is feeding me Starship Troopers things. Right. And I saw a theory. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
Starship Troopers, yeah.
Yeah. That Denise Richards' character actually caused the asteroid to hit the Earth when she tried to take a shortcut on their path. And there's a scene in the movie where she narrowly avoids an asteroid and it knocks off like the communications tower and it redirects the asteroid. And that's the asteroid that hits the Earth. And so she's ultimately responsible for that. Nothing to do with football, sports cards, anything else. I just thought that was worth sharing.
There you go. Starship Troopers. Add that to the bingo card. There's another one for everybody.
Yeah.
Hodges was saying, get my car out for the season. Time to buy one for the PC. If you can get one cheap, why not? Like if you Caitlin Clark thing is going to be interesting because the thing is, she does bring excitement to that league, and she was a draw. The problem is, like, the WNBA likes to kill its cash cow. Like you're sitting there, like if you're the commissioner, your job should be like, you touch her, we will fine you $1 trillion. We will end you.
Yeah. So have you seen the market inefficiency for PSA 9 silver Caitlin Clarks versus SGC 10s?
I can imagine there being one, but I haven't specifically looked into it. How bad is it?
It's like a 6x multiplier in an SGC 10 over a PSA 9. So
That's
if
ridiculous.
you were willing to spend $100 on a silver Caitlin Clark Prism PSA 9 and you were to get a SGC 10, you'd be looking at like $600 to $700 before today.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's the way SGC is grading right now.
And you killed the sound guy. What are we doing?
Oof! Oh, why didn't he get out of the way? He full on
because he's the sound guy.
He set a pick on Jalen Hurts there, and it didn't go his way.
If on the replay we see that he grabs the little boom mic and he's like, "Arr!"
Well, he kind of shoulder shivered him a little bit there. He definitely kind of stood his ground. This run defense is terrible.
Hey, Dalen went pretty far. Like shoulder tackle guy did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Another fight.
So any surprises so far from what we're seeing here? Anything catching you off by surprise given it's the first game? Obviously a lot of sloppiness, but I don't know.
Yeah. I am surprised at the Cowboys' offensive efficiency against the vaunted Eagles defense. I am surprised at how poorly the Cowboys defense looks prepared to face the Eagles offense. And this may be a story of two offenses that are just good against two ultimately okay defenses. I don't know. It's hard to tell without Jalen Carter being on the field. But
I'm surprised that the defenses are this shit. Just being honest.
Usually it's the other way around for the first.
I was going to say, usually the offenses take a couple of weeks to get going. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Right. The defenses look primed and ready, and neither one of these defenses look like they're ready to play. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't take a generational player away from a defense and expect them to be better. That's for sure. I mean, Kenny Clark is holding up the middle. He's doing
I took second place on adding a friend here. I took second place on the Reggie White refractor a minute ago.
And the Reggie? How much did it go for?
41 and something.
Why didn't you mega bid it, dude?
I was going to say.
Because it's a raw 94 refractor. It's probably a 6 or a 7.
Well, that's a mega bid.
Right. I would like to add to these two.
Okay. I think I'm going to check out at halftime. Go eat some more wings.
Sounds good. You got any Jerry hate left in you aside from that? Forgot just the basics.
Yeah, I appreciate his efforts, but it's time for a changing of the guard. And he probably ate a child's liver to overcome cancer recently. So he's probably going to live forever. And, it's just his world and we're all living in it. Did either one of you guys watch the documentary? I didn't watch any of it.
I didn't get a chance to see it yet. Like I heard a couple things about it. Some of the documentaries are a little tough to get through. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't restarted my Netflix yet. I'm waiting for a couple of things. I kind of want to watch season 2 of Fubar. just because I kind of got a kick out of the first season. I'm almost like I'm finishing off with Paramount Plus because I was watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I watched season 2 of Twisted Metal. Season 2 of Twisted Metal I liked. I really liked.
So I liked season 1. It felt unfinished, but it was still entertaining. So I need to check out
season two. They hit on a lot of the key. Plus you get more Calypso and it was very funny. I got
all right. I'm in for that. I'll go watch that. Is it out? Like it's fully out?
Yeah, the full season's already played out. Like I watched the whole thing. It's like 12, 13 episodes, and they started off. So right now, the whole season is now out. You can watch it, and I think they did a good job and gave you something potentially for season 3. So I think they did a good job setting up the pieces.
I hope they paid Anthony Mackie, they must have paid him a boatload of money to be in that show after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Captain America, Brave New World, and everything. Like, he's not doing that show for cheap.
But I think they did. The casting on it was very good. Like they did a good. What was funny was one of the person who plays Sweet Tooth is actually played by two people. It's the voice and the body.
Yeah, Samoa Joe, right?
That's right. And the thing is it works because like Samoa Joe, all the gesturing and everything, like he does it perfectly. And then the voice is perfect, is beautifully synced in to make it all work. But I'm just saying, like, this is a very entertaining character. The way these two guys have played it, like it's beautiful the way they've done it.
Have you? Isn't that what's his name? Job from.
Well, he's from AEW and from TNA previously.
No, not Samoa Joe. I'm talking about Job from the old Fox show. About the family. I can't think of what it's called.
You mean the voice actor?
Yeah, the voice actor.
Yeah, I know. I knew the name the other day. I was looking at it. Let me see here. See if I can find it. I just like the fact that they have to make the separation. And the thing is, ironically, like it actually worked. It was very smart. It's Will Arnett. Will Arnett is Sweet Tooth voice.
There you go. Yeah. Have you seen Alien Earth yet? Great show.
Nope. I'm not a big Alien guy. Like, but from what it's probably. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a good job with it. Some of the series lately have been okay. I think they've done good jobs with some of them.
It keeps the pace and the style of the Alien movies, so it's been a nice change of pace. And they added, some other aliens to it, so it's kind of nice. It's a good show.
I think the big problem with a lot of the TV stuff though right now is that now it's all short seasons. And then it takes forever to get to like season 2, season 3, because they don't have like the regular shooting schedule anymore. So it's like you used to have like 20 episode seasons, and then it was every year. And it's like instead now you have these gaps, and it's like I want Fallout season 2. Fallout was very good. Can I have season 2 already?
When is that supposed to come out? Because I know Walton Goggins was doing reshoots for that recently.
It's like December, I think.
Yeah.
I want to say, because I was seeing that I think they had a release date for it. December 17th.
Okay. Dang, that's quite a ways away. And if they're still doing reshoots now, then that's probably not ideal. It's going to be like House of the Dragons.
Because I'm not a big TV guy anymore, but like there are a couple of series, like the Twisted Metal series, I enjoyed. The Fallout thing, I liked it. Reacher, I think they did a good job with that. But it's like, guys, I have to wait these long periods of time between seasons. Like, you're killing me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, boys, I'm going to check out.
Thanks Sounds good, Wes. Appreciate you popping by.
Before you go, I got a good one for you, Wes.
Okay.
Urban 99 Aspirations on ComC Auction.
All right. Is it a PSA 5? Is that what it says?
Yes.
This was 5, yep.
Nice.
Well, it's authentic.
Hashtag bargains.
Yeah.
Hashtag
exactly.
Bargains.
If that finishes above $20, I'll be shocked.
I was going to say, fuck, I'll bid the $20 and relist it for... that's the old price.
I sent a stack of stuff to a consignor a couple of weeks ago, and it all just cleared, and I was like shocked at how much stuff some of it went for. Very, very surprised. It had been sitting on eBay forever, and I was just like bundled it up and let somebody else handle it, and it was like night and day.
Nice.
Got more than I expected.
That's good. So it's a nice bonus.
Actually, yes, for sure. And then I have something going to another Canadian consignor who does a lot of hockey. So we'll see how that goes. I don't want to give anybody a free plug. So
I was gonna say, it's not sharking. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah,
it's like Canadian consignors. I'm sitting there like there are a couple, but like realistically, there's one that is managed because they actually have a U.S. consignment thing you can do. So it's like, all right,
that was a big help.
Narrows it down quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, so that was helpful and a nice boost. So interested to see how it does now that I don't have to ship internationally for things.
Well, the last thing I bought from them, they who shall not be named, I screwed up because I accidentally put the ship my car's address, and I'm like, I didn't even fucking need to. I was like, God damn it.
Cost yourself $10, right?
It was
Ooh.
it was so unnecessary. I was like, damn it.
How far out are we? Are we about 70-ish yards?
Well, if
Seems
they
like
had
a
that
field goal.
kicker from the preseason, let's go.
Brandon Aubrey. If they let Brandon Aubrey kick a 70-yarder here, they put 7 seconds back on the clock. So
There you go.
oh, he's
gonna quickly grab
he's
my beer.
warming up. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Wait a second. You have a mini fridge in the office when the fridge is around the corner?
You're damn right. That's the beer. That's the beer fridge, my friend. That's the beer
No,
fridge.
gotcha. Fair enough.
Listen, you set up your office how you want to set up your office. I'll set up my office how I want to set up my office, sir. No
Yes.
judgment from you.
Yeah, none. Is there cookies in there? All right, they are gonna attempt the 70-yarder.
On the Irvin, it looks like the corners on the back are kind of hit, but the car's fine.
Nice.
By the way, with that
Good
Marcel
buy.
poster, I also got some new merch.
Oh,
But the back
excellent.
is where I have my fun. Make Eric
Nice.
pay and praise the content gods.
Did you send him one?
So I literally just got these. So now I was checking them out just to see how they did. It looks like they did a good job with them. I'm gonna have my beer out of this one today. But I've got a handful of these, so I'll hand them out to a few of the folks that are on there, that are on the show usually. I'll give them their copy. But I just thought it was hilarious, and I just figured we'd include the hashtags on the back of them. Seems like the right thing
Nice.
to do.
That's a pretty good one. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Brandon Aubrey from 50 plus.
But
Where we at?
did you get a new tag card as a compliment for the mug?
I thought about it, and then I was like, listen, the old cheapo Tago cards are not what they used to be. Like now it's all the Pokemans because that's
Yeah.
like all the grade now. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a tough scene.
Come on. Do we really have to try and ice the kicker at this point? Can we just go?
It's game
Should
one of
be
the
a-
season. They got to torment people. We got to get some more ads in. Come on.
Yeah,
That's right.
that
So
means
it's
we're going
bad.
over OT for sure.
Do you want the game to end now, or do you want overtime?
Yeah.
I don't want to go yet.
Oh, come on, Brandon. And my laptop's about to die, so if I leave abruptly, that's why.
No worries. By the way, for the record, I gotta figure out how to set up the new thing. I actually got a new iPhone, but transferring the thing has been absolute pain this time around. It's a nice phone. I like the upgrade. Yeah, I got the 14, but the transferring thing was taking forever. Like it was literally doing the software update. I was like, get on with it. Good Lord.
Nice. All right, boys, that's halftime. Thanks for having me, Carlos. Paul,
Sounds
it's good
good.
to see
Of
you.
course, Wes. Appreciate you joining in. We'll talk later.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk again before hockey season starts.
Yeah, we'll be on the Discord, and like I said, I'll share once I have all the confirmation. Once I got it in hand, I'll share that new Medano card. I think you guys will appreciate it. I think the Stars fans of the Discord will appreciate that one.
I will absolutely appreciate it. We'll talk to y'all later. Take care.
Take it easy.
So was that an
that
eBay
was-
purchase, or did you find them on Instagram and work it out?
So it was on eBay, but the guy does do sales through Instagram, and then when he put it in one of his stories, like no less than 2 or 3 people tagged me on it. So, and I had seen it. I had been looking into it, and finally, like when 2 or 3 people tagged me on, I go, you know what the hell? I'll reach out to the guy. I said, hey, saw the post. Bunch of people were tagging me in on it. You know, I collect Medano, I PC Medano. Would you take this? Basically, I threw him a number, and he goes, that's a good offer. If you add this to include the shipping, I'm good. I said, all right, that's fine. We were in the same ballpark. He added like $25 to what I offered him, but I was like, all right, for the one of one, that's fine.
How much is something like that? Like $1,000 or?
So he was asking for $1,000. So he asked for 1,000. On eBay, it's 1,300. So I offered $850, and he countered $875 all in. I was like, acceptable. That's fine.
I do feel like the 90s one of ones are underrated because
that was the key piece there.
legit
If it was just a regular one of one, I would not have offered as strong. But because there is actually a finite amount of 90s one of ones, because since they only started the one of ones later in the 90s, there's only 3 years where it's possible to have any regardless of brand or whatever. I think I did a quick quick math on it, and I want to say Medano has like 51 of ones for the entire decade of the 90s, and like that's basically like 1 year, like half a year, and half the brands that Upper Deck does now. Like they're up one of ones in every brand, every product, and then you add printing plates and all kinds. Like forget it, you'll blow well past that. So
Yeah.
so to me, a 90s one has that little extra where like, okay, if you give me an interesting one that is not a printing plate, I'm a lot more interested because those are actually really tough to come by.
Yes. And it's not like you can just sit there and go, oh well, all one-on-ones are the same, and all one-on-ones have to be this. It's like, no, that is not how this works.
Yes.
Like if it looks like shit, it still looks like shit. Oh, it's a one-on-one. Fine. Well, I took a shit and then it looks like a one-on-one. Like, and as much as I shit on Gold Label and that metal is better than it, they had one-on-ones, and I think there's only 1 year where they had the Gem Masters. I think that was 99.
Yeah, but I don't think that one came like in hockey. It didn't come over at all. Like the
Yeah, they
PMGs
didn't
don't
have-
exist.
Yeah. That always reminds me that I would like to get what year did they do PMGs? 2012 or 2013?
13. I think 13 was kind of when they brought them back. Well, I should say they introduced them to hockey and they kind of retroed them. So now 13 is where they started doing some of that skybox stuff and started bringing some of those concepts back.
Yeah, I'm an idiot, and I passed on a Brodeur precious metal when they were like $100, and last couple sales are higher than that. I should have spent
as soon
money.
as some people started getting excited, it completely went off the deep end. What's going on, Ham? Good evening. I assume you're locked in watching the game, but if you want to pop on, you're more than welcome as always. I know you got a thing or two to say. We had Wes on a little earlier to have our Cowboy fan quota. We had that taken care of. But we just figured we'd hang out and watch it. For me, it's just what's funny, Paul, is like I said, some people were like, "Oh, why did you do the watch it?" Like, because I'm going to watch the game anyway. Otherwise, I'd just be bullshitting on the Discord. So it's like it's the same thing. Whatever, we'll just do it here.
Yeah. Like, hey, I took second place on an eBay auction. All right, well, you're going to hear about it here or hear about it on the Discord.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, even if I literally grabbed the Havre box just in case there was a little bit of downtime, I'd grab some stuff. This is still my favorite little thing.
The 90. What's
See if you can guess the year.
Don't. I know it's
All right.
mid 90s. That's game 1, right?
So this right here is game 1, yes, for the year in question, yes.
Is that the Mud Bowl?
So this one is actually 08.
Wait, that's 08? Okay.
Yep. So this one, the distinction they put in here, I believe.
Was that the Seahawks game?
I forget now. I had actually looked at it. This, I think, was Favre's last playoff game for the Packers.
No, that's not true.
I remember there was something about this specific one. It was 08 game 1, whatever it was.
2 home games that year in the playoffs, and I was at both of them. So it cannot be game 1, which means it cannot be the Giants game. Yep. If it is game 1, that would be the Seahawks game.
Yeah.
Which would be the Snow Bowl.
Could be. But regardless, I just like the fact that they had it set up like this. And the autograph on there is pretty clean. I like that.
Yeah. Is that the divisional game? Because then that would be Favre's last win as a Packer.
Maybe that was it. I know it was his last something. Like there was some designation about it, something that was on there.
Did you ever hear the story about the interception? In the
I was gonna say which interception? He threw a few.
So I was in the north end zone, and literally every punt, kickoff, kick, and long throw all went they all went away from the river. Like they all went like this. Every single one. They all went from the north, left to right in the stadium. When Favre threw that, something happened on the tip of the football. The ball turned over and it went right to left. And when he first threw that, I'm like, yep, that's a touchdown. This game's over. And the ball just like turned over and went left. I'm like, what the fuck? And he picked it and it went right in his hands. I'm like, wow, that is so unlucky. Everyone's like, oh, he threw a pick. I'm like, that's not his fault. Something happened. Like, I was pretty pissed when that happened.
Yeah, well, it is unfortunate. It is a problem. Yeah, you're right. It's the it was the Seahawks. The division game was his last Packers win.
Gotcha. What else you got in the Favre box?
Oh, a bunch of crap. I don't know. What do you like? Memorabilia, refractors, Dufex. There's a bunch of shit.
Refractors and inserts.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's take a look.
I don't get excited.
When I'm talking about this, is literally the Havre box. It's a bunch of shit. So it's like,
I'll go grab
let's see.
I'll go grab mine.
Yep.
All right, this can go back. This can go back. This can go back. I'll grab my Favre box.
Let's see here. This is actually the reason why I kind of do things this way, is that like the halftime thing and everything. I literally watch all these games, even if I wasn't doing it live. I watch all these games without the commentary on because I don't really care. The commentary does nothing for me.
I don't have a whole box, but it's a side
I always
piece.
like these. I always like these. These are fun.
Oh, they're frac.
Yep.
98. Where the hell was that one?
This was
ComC purchase. ComC purchase for like $5. It's hard to see that mine's a refractor, but it is.
Yeah. Oh, this one was actually unintentional. So this one is unintentional comedy. I got this one at ComC as well, but this one is not a refractor. But this one's just amused me. We got Pro Set in Espanol.
Oh, the Spanish version.
We gotta love the Espanol. That's classic. Let's see. Measures of Greatness.
I don't have that one, but it's a cheapie that I would like.
A lot of these are that. So the thing is, for me, like for some of the memorabilia cards and everything, I go higher end. But a lot of these refractors, like if you can get them inexpensively, I don't really care. The Gunslingers. There you go. It's kind of a fun one.
Is there? It's hard to tell that it's a refractor, but yeah, value.
It's all about the lighting. Here, Best Cuts. Bowman Best Cuts.
I want to get the atomic refractor that I don't have the regular.
This one was a fun one. The mirror. So you got the Havre and Gus Farrat on the one side.
Yeah.
So we got the atomic here, but then on the back you got Elway and Mark Brunel.
I don't think that there's one in that set where all four are in the Hall of Fame. I know I used to have Barry Sanders, Curtis Martin, Thurman Thomas, and I forget the fourth, but the fourth was not in the Hall of Fame. I don't think there's one where all four are in.
This is not quite as fancy, but you got the Havre, Elvis Gerbach, and then you got Elway and Drew Bledsoe. And here, these are super cheap, but I like inscriptions. So you got the Dufex. The Dufex just plays well. So you got the artist proof there with the Dufex. Stuff like that is really like, if you just want inexpensive, those are fun. Here's the score. You got some nice thing going on with the artist proof.
The artist proofs, yeah, that's a cheapie, but I like it. I found an Elway in one of the boxes I found and sold it, but those are nice looking cards.
This was still a personal favorite just because of the theme.
Oh, Manziel.
Yeah, it just makes it fun. It makes it more fun. Like, so that's why I say, like, a lot of the guys, the collection, this shit I grab. Yes, it is Brett Favre, but a lot of stuff, honestly, I just grab because it's fun. Here's the old Epics.
I found you have the harder one to find. I found in the box I bought I bought the box and not like individuals. This was sitting in there. I'm like,
yeah, that was a good shine. And here you go, the Z Team, like the OG kind of Dufex. These are great.
I do not have that. I would like that one.
Yeah. The old school Dufex are great. That's nice. This was just kind of a fun one. You got the molten metal. Kind of a foil thing going on.
$10 trade night trade.
Nice. What is this one? This is Goldfingers, I think it was.
I do not have that one.
Yeah. The good news is because he won the 3 MVPs, like there's just so many cards of them anyway. So it's like there's a million of them. Team Pinnacle.
Is Elway on the back?
Yes. Yep.
That's what I thought.
Got the old Planet Metal for the people who like the old Metal Universe stuff. And then this one I just got for Eric's benefit. Dynamite. Got dinosaurs. Oh my god.
Isn't that 101?
No, I think this one, what is this one? Half of them are 1-of-1s. No, this one's the out of town. I wanted to get it as cheap as possible just because I was like, I wanted to get one of the wild card ones are all like really dumb, but it just makes me laugh. It's so silly. But that's the key thing for me. It's like I'm just looking for this stuff inexpensively because it's fun. Like whatever I can do that's fine. Here you go, the gold refractor for this one.
CGC 10.
Yep.
Which is, I'm a PSA homer, so my PSA 9 is better third. No, it's not.
Okay. And these ones you can get a crap ton of them. Just pick whichever one you want. It's gold refractor for this one.
Oh yeah. I don't.
Just pick your favorites.
I would like to ultimately finish the set in green, but I'm too stubborn to just go out and hit the buy it now for all of them. Also, I'm not a real fan of the fact that the photo on the front, it doesn't match the image on the back or the right up on the back.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like
04 Pristine, the gold.
I would like that one.
Yeah, they did a good job on those. Here you go, classic, cut above.
I do need that one. I don't know if I'll get it just because of the set collectors.
Yeah, well, they do. That does make it a little tougher. Oh, Hot Hands.
That card's more expensive than what it should be compared to what some of these other ones sell for.
Oh, I'd agree. Legacy Collection.
Yes, those are good purchases.
Those are fun. This one, aesthetically, is one of the nicest ones. Shining Stars, Pulsars.
Mine has a big old fucking ding on the back. Like you see right on top of the G. Let me see if I can get the lighting on it.
Yeah.
You can kind of.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
It's a little bit tricky on that one.
But yeah, I traded for this one.
Sticking with the gold label theme from earlier, there's the red label.
Those are 25.
So it depends on which class. So this one is a class 2. So that one is out of, what is this? I think it's 50. Yes, 50 for the class 2. Yeah, 25 is class 3. Gold X-Fractor.
I need that one. Yep. Is that 02 or 03?
This one is 03. And one more, since we're getting back at the game. 05 Finest Gold Refractor.
That's really shot up.
Yes.
That specific one has shot up in the last 6 months.
Yep. And that's just scrapping the surface of a box full of crap. Tons of stuff. It's kind of
I
fun
still-
though, because there's so much stuff out there to look around for. Like if you just want to kick around, it got to the point where I started moving off a couple of extras just because, and I focus a lot on the autographs. But like if you notice, for the most part, I barely touched on the autographs. Like that's literally just one side of the box, just refractors.
Yeah, I still think this is my favorite. Like,
Oh, the
I don't
black
think
gold?
that people remember how much of a hit that these were.
Yeah, the black gold. Yep.
Yeah, and like you can legitimately pick this up on Comsy for like $1. Like, yes. Do you have the 97 gold refractors?
I'm trying to think. So one of them, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I showed you the Favre one. Actually, that was my old one. You have my old one.
Okay. Yeah, I do have that one. Here's the Essential Credential Future, which is a funny one.
Nice. Yeah, those have really shot up because you can't get the 90s. Well, I don't, because the 97s have shot up. I want that one as well. That one's really shot up.
And then, of course, the prize of my collection, the most important card I have.
Josh Rosen?
Tractor!
That's not Josh Rosen card.
Listen, Tractor is the only thing that can sip land. It's at Josh Rose. Let's just Tractor.
But yeah, I went in to one of my local card shops and I traded a 71 Bradshaw and like an SGC 2 for an SGC 4 or something. And I gave the gold. I gave that specific gold refractor. He didn't know how to actually sell it, so he put it on eBay for the 40. And I'm like, "Yeah, Carlos, here you go." And you bought it. And then I went out and like, fuck, I want that card, and went back and got my own copy.
It's fun though, like going back through them. Like there's just so many at this point. Like a lot of them do get lost in the shuffle. Although, like if you notice though, kind of going back to the content thing conversation from a couple weeks ago and the last couple of weeks, your buddies, the precious metal gents, kind of disappeared. They vanished.
That they did.
It's hard to sustain. They're learning. Like it's easy enough to do a podcast, but it's hard to consistently, like, you get busy, stuff happens, like it's hard to keep maintaining it.
And that's why having a Friday night show where we talk about food and random stuff actually helps.
Yeah. But that one, it's easy enough.
I will be happy when our good boy Jason decides to stop picking up Reggie White.
Mm-hmm.
This was at a local show, and I couldn't be happier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I'm buying Reggie White. I'm like, congratulations. Stop.
So, by the way, chat, like, we can BS about whatever you guys want. Watching the game, we're also checking out some cards and doing all the above. But that's what I say. Like, I can see the people are watching, but at the same time, the chat's kind of quiet. So I was like, oh, feel free to give the Cowboy shit. Although I will say, Philadelphia, you should kind of be running away with it a little bit more. I don't know. Defending Super Bowl champs, like, have you thought about maybe just doing something?
You got this one, the 96 Cuts Atomic.
No, I was playing around with that a little bit. The problem that I have right now is there are too many of them. So I kind of started going like, okay, I need to pick and choose here somewhere. I need to do. So we'll look at getting a couple of different atomics that I'm missing. But it just kind of depends. The problem is there's so many good ones, especially going into the 90s. You can go grab a bunch. And it's like, all right, so what do I want? I'm not interested in spending $1 million. I got a bunch of collections. It's not the only collection I have. So I'm like, all right, what am I doing here? Like, I got to make a choice. Something's got to give.
Yeah. It's almost more of a, hey, if you're going to spend $100 an item, $1,000 an item, I kind of want something I spend $10 an item on.
Yeah.
That's like, I can do that in Favre because there is a lot of them because he was the face of the league for 5 years.
That's what helps his situation a lot. It's that just because, there's a lot of different cards available. He had 3 MVPs right around that time period, so that was right in the sweet spot. So you basically have, he's in almost every major significant set because he was the guy for a while there, hobby-wise.
Do you have all the Kramers?
I have a few. I have like one or two. I was actually looking at one. There's two cards. I'll show you after. There were two cards I was looking at. One of them is a Kramer's Choice. But I was like sitting there like, I kind of want it. It's too. The thing is, with some of them, if they know what they have, they'll put like the buy it now best offer. I'm like, that's too expensive. But I kind of want it. It's too expensive. But I kind of want it.
The last one I need is on auction right now.
Okay.
Pure auction, basically.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, fuck. Well, okay. The PSA 10 did 140, and that's the only one that's ever been graded. So I'm like, in complete hindsight, that was probably a bargain because I'm probably gonna bid like $100 for the raw one and just hope I win.
So kind of goes back to kind of what Wes was talking about, though. The running joke really is, it's like these are undervalued. At the same time, I don't want to pay more than $100. Make up your mind, Paul. Commit to a side on this argument.
Yeah, but that's also the hey, if I lose it at 100, I can go out and find like this in complete value bins as well. Like
Right.
the 96 Hollow View die cuts, I think I paid like $5. Like that's insane.
Yeah. Well, look, it does shows you, from the stuff that you show off, it does shows you get a lot of stuff really cheap, which is good. Like for a lot of cases, like now we kind of have to play around with what's available. Like this is what it is.
Like I would like to get all the triumvirate, either refractors or atomics, or in this, was this one 97 or 98? Technically, the hardest one was the Illuminator. So I'll take that one, and I'm paying $20 here. Like, yes. Intimidation Nation, I paid basically nothing for that. Yep, I would like to get all of these, but I'm one away. Yeah, like 90s refractors. Dollar bin.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, this is a cheapie for what it should be. As good as it gets.
Oh yeah.
Those are super cheap. Another one I found in a value bin. Ionics Warp Zone.
Mm-hmm.
The case hits. Kramer's Choice.
Case hits are too hard for case hits. A lot of them will not bother to look that up.
Yeah.
If it's not obvious, right now they got the same problem in Hockey with Upper Deck. There's a lot of them that's like, by the way, that's a case hit, and because nobody looks it up, so they have no idea that it's like, well, actually, that's a tough card. The checklist is pretty big, so it's actually going to be pretty difficult to get the specific one you're looking for.
I would also like to get every gold refractor on Favre, but some of them are pissing me off because the price is going so high.
Make up your mind, Paul. You can't pump the market and then at the same time go, the prices are too high. Oh my god.
Yeah. But as you said, it's a side PC and not a mainline one. So I started it with a thought of what Favre can I get for $5, $10, $20? It's like that 05 finest that you have is like $250 now. It's like that's not why I started this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when I would like to get every 94 finest refractor Hall of Famer.
Okay, so you're focusing specifically on the Hall of Fame players.
Yeah, like not every 94 refractor, but all the Hall of Famers, or at least all the relevant Hall of Famers. At least
that'd keep you busy. That'd be enough to keep you busy.
Yeah. Like the gold refractors and stuff from the mid 2000s are undervalued as well.
Yep. We spoke too soon. Now all of a sudden in the second half, now the defenses lock them down. They're just not doing anything.
Kramer's Choice. Do you got the Honolulu?
No, I looked at a couple different ones. It ran into the same problem that we're talking about. So when I'm looking at the it's like the third on the depth chart when I'm looking at PC stuff. Right now, Medano's still right there. He's like 1A most of the time, but right now every time Upper Deck will release a new AEW product, I'm grabbing all the new Brit stuff. So I'm grabbing some nice stuff there. But then, like I said, I picked up a 1 of 1 Medano. So I'm still getting some nice stuff there too.
That was
I
a
ran out of money.
sweet
The
bid.
Fanatics, when the sweet Fanatics money comes in, Paul, then we're talking a different story. until I cash out to big Fanatics, I got to budget a little bit.
Gotcha. You don't feel like spending $100 for a PSA 3 on that card because 80% of them are creased on the back. I thought I was going to get an 8 or a 9. I'm like, this looks awesome. Ah, fuck! I missed a back crease. Like, at least I only spent $100 for it, so whatever.
Can't blame you. I get it.
Oh. Yeah, the defenses are really showing up in the second half here. Got anything else on the watch list this week?
There's always something. I think the problem. So that 1 of 1 negotiation. This is what I was saying. Kind of that was funny is that I'm sitting there going like, this is what's broken about this hobby right now. Yes, there's definitely stuff on the watch list this week, but at the same time, I'm sitting there like, I just spent $875 on a card. So it's like I kind of should. And I've got the expo in like 2 months and change. So I'm like, you know what, Paul, right here, just I gotta just. I need to cut it off. I need to cut myself off.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
I
like
understand.
I want to have some money set aside because the expo I can usually do some pretty heavy damage. So it's one of those things where it's like, no, I need to start setting some money aside right now. By the time I get there, I'll have a little bit of a nest egg accumulated. So that's kind of
Yeah.
the intention.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Like, I will be bidding on the Kramers. Obviously, I spent a bunch of money at the National, and in 2 weeks, there's a big regional show about an hour from here, 45 minutes or an hour. So
Yep.
I'll go to that. Which is where I found the Reggie White. So I know that there's 90s stuff in the room.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it's fair. It's fairly priced. Most of the time, it's not.
Well, that's what kind of makes it interesting. The shows around here were better before. The problem is that a lot of the local shows where they're trying to do a lot of their stuff, they're trying to do a lot of their damage, is that because some of the shows are new, they've started loading up on a lot of Pokemon dealers. So obviously that doesn't do me any good. And I'm not one of those guys who bitches and moans about the Pokemon dealers. Like, at the end of the day, you're a show promoter. You need to sell tables. Whoever will buy them. Who cares? But I also, a lot of the new dealers are Pokemon dealers, and guess what? The kids like Pokemon, and this sells well. So I'm not going to blame you for taking the money that's right in front of your face.
I do like the fact that they, like 3 of the local shows have basically split it, and they're like, "Hey, this is a Pokemon only, or Pokemon and TCG only show, and this is a sports only show." So that you don't make people mad when they show up for Pokemon and it's 80% sports, or you show up for sports and it's 60% Pokemon.
Right. Well, I think as long as you're clear on it, don't call it a trading card show and say like it's a split when it's like mostly Pokemon. That's not fair. Good evening, Zach. I'm glad you chimed in here. It says cars in the shop canceled my Dallas card show trip. We're supposed to leave in the morning. Yeah, it is the Dallas show this week, but it tells you. It should tell you, Paul. This is how far we've come. It's gotten to the point where the Dallas show used to be a thing that we pay close attention to because there maybe would be some trends or some people would buying some stuff or stuff would be happening. Yeah, the Dallas shows are happening every couple of months. We're not really paying super close attention to it. We didn't even pay super close attention to the formerly called Burbank Show, not like the West Coast Card Show, whatever. But they had like 200,000 square feet. They had like 1,000 dealers. It was a big show, but it wasn't anything crazy happening coming out of it. It was like another big show. We've got so many.
Yeah, well, I know that the Dallas show. I know a couple of the guys who set up as vintage dealers.
Yeah.
There's not many of them. So the Dallas show is what, like 90% ultra modern. All right. Well, all right. And what's the Burbank show? 95% ultra modern. I mean, I haven't seen that many videos, but it's a lot of ultra modern. Okay, fine. If that's your fancy, excellent. If it's not, like it's not your fancy, it's not mine, it doesn't matter. Would there be something that we would like if we see it? Sure, but you're not spending the money to head out there, so it doesn't matter. I get mad that they screw up the national because there's some easy fixes, and it doesn't matter that I get basically comped the ticket, but you're still spending money for the room and the food and all that stuff. So, it's like, hey, these are easy fixes. Fix them.
I think it's become quite it's a weird double-edged sword right now. They're making bank on these because, like, you look at the attendance of some of these shows. Again, we're not making a note of it anymore because there's just so many shows, so many big shows. But at the same time, it's like there's nothing notable coming out of most of them. So it's the same thing as when the record sales used to be during pandemic. Every time there's a record sale or a big thing or whatever, we were talking about it for a while. But now we become desensitized to it. Now, if there's a big sale or whatever, it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, there's just so many. But now a big show happens. To your point, yeah, some of these shows are having their divided traffic, but if it's a newer show, they're going to have more Pokemon dealers than they're going to have like vintage or such. Just because that's where the money is.
Did you see that hit?
What time is it showing on your screen right now?
They haven't announced the penalty, but it's obvious what the penalty is.
Okay, I'm just looking. Okay, now I've seen it because I'm on delay, so that's why I was saying like I wasn't sure. So 4:52 is the time when the flag is coming out. I see it now.
Yeah, that really hurts because now it's at least they don't have 3rd and 22, even if they magically get the playback. Like, yeah, that's a crushing penalty. And that's a crushing fumble.
These teams are special.
Oh. Yeah, speaking of the multiplayer refractors, Favre, and can you name the 3 players that are on the other side of his 98 Mystery Finest?
Oh, 3 players? No, couldn't name them. I don't think I necessarily have the Mystery Finest 98. I'm not sure. I don't think I do.
Brunel, there's a dual Favre, and Steve Young.
Oh.
This was also at TradeNet. I'm like, yeah, dude, these are like 1 in 150 packs. Like, yes, I will trade for that.
Let the record show that I still stand by what I originally said. Loading a new iPhone and getting this shit to actually work on the first try. If it decides, the problem is I got this through Amazon refurbished basically, and the phone itself looks great, fantastic. But I will say that it starts off with like 0% battery life. So I was loading it. I was like, what? What are we doing? Let's see here. Dallas shows my excuse to take time off work and go do something. I find myself needing to spend less and less time there to kind of have my fill. That's fair. Football says nobody goes to West Coast show. Who's nobody goes to the West? Did somebody say nobody goes to the West Coast show?
No, I think I said something along the lines of like, it can be a huge show, but if it's all ultra modern and it's not your thing or my thing, then it doesn't matter. That's all that was.
Yeah, I think the show itself did pretty well. I would say it was because they used the same hall as the Anaheim National. They used the same hall basically, so they got like over 200,000 square feet there. So it's a pretty big show, but it's one of those things. Like right now, we got a lot of shows going on. I will say it's good that they're building it up. Now that they've grown it, it's actually gotten quite large. But the problem is, it's the same problem the National has in reverse. The West Coast folks are always telling, a lot of folks are telling basically that you have to go all the way out there. But the national folks are in the West, they're like, oh, but we don't want to go all the way over there. But then the folks in the East don't want to go all the way to the West. But then California's already got plenty of people out there anyway. So they can draw pretty well for that show regardless, even if they just stick mostly people who stayed away.
Yeah, I mean, I can sit here and
again. I'll go back to what I said a moment ago. It's like, who said nobody goes? They had plenty of attendance.
Yeah, it's a well attended show. That if it's all ultra modern, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I didn't check the dealers. I'm sure they have a couple, but like, there's already plenty of shows already geared to the vintage guys anyway. If you're a vintage guy, I would just go to Strongsville. Like honestly, there's your happy medium. You're getting plenty of vintage dealers per capita because it's a very vintage heavy show. It's the exact opposite. You want vintage? Go to the vintage heavy show. The East Coast National used to be very good for vintage. It might still be, but I haven't checked it out in a while. But Strongsville right now is kind of the mecca for if you just want vintage. National still has a fair bit of coverage for vintage as well. But the West Coast show is relatively new. I'm sure there's some dealers there that deal in it, but there's also going to be a lot of new dealers because they're going to try to draw a full spread of the demographic.
It does seem like a lot of the old school vintage collectors are in the East, and a lot of the guys who like the modern are in the West. So if it works for them, hey, great. It's not my thing. I could give a shit. You could give a shit because it's all ultra modern. You know, I'm not a comic fan, but if San Diego Comic Con has a couple 100,000 people, hey, great for them. Not my thing.
I think the issue right now, and that's the reason the National, part of the reason, because again, a lot of people forget that the National is basically the dealers voting on these locations. And a lot of the old East Coast dealers who are vintage heavy, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, especially the old timers, they're voting, and they don't want to travel cross country. They don't want to cart the material, like, because you're not going to hop on a plane with like, millions of dollars worth of stuff necessarily. You're probably going to take it in a truck or in, vehicles, and so that you can kind of truck it along. Well, if you're going from one coast all the way to the other, that's a long trek, and a lot of these guys are old. Let's just be honest. Like they don't want to deal with the long trek. They're like, Atlantic. That's why they kept going back to Atlantic City. Plus, they got a sweetheart deal. They're like Atlantic City, and now they're like Chicago. Let's just stick with Chicago. And then when they had the chance, they could have gone Atlanta. They went Detroit.
Yeah, like even the cost of the freight out there. As someone who works in freight, you're talking $2,000, and that's even like renting a box truck. That's no hotel. That's no food. I mean, that's a lot for just the travel expense to get your items out there for the show.
Yep.
If you're going from the Northeast to, say, California.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you drive yourself. If you pay somebody else, you can up that fee by $500.
Zach here says, NBA player Jason Terry was an auto guest. They've been advertising heavily. Apparently, they took him off the bill. People keep asking what happened. No reply. Interesting. So with the issue, Zach, are you still going to go to the Dallas show, or is that kind of throwing you off because of what happened there? Because you were supposed to leave in the morning, you said. But does that mean you're not going to go at all, or it means you're going to shorten it up, or what's the situation there for you? Just curious. By the way, I didn't catch specifics, but what's the weather delay?
Lightning.
Okay. Gotcha.
If it is the case, I might give it a couple minutes, and that might be my swan song because I had to wake up at 3:30 this morning to work.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like, I'm not going to stick around. I'll watch the game, but I'm not going to keep everybody on with the weather delay.
Yeah,
like, there's no point.
Yeah, there's one of the big army bases that decided that they wanted to have trucks in there at 4:30 a.m. this morning, and I'm like, ugh, no. And they're also going to have one in there at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow, and I went, no, not my problem. Not this time.
I see.
Yes, I will be very, very happy if I don't have any residual work this weekend and can just watch Florida State kick the shit out of somebody, and that be that.
Who are they actually playing? Do you know?
The School of the Blind.
I see.
The point spread's like 50 points.
Football saying West Coast was 70% sports cards, 40% vintage. Where's the Pokemon? I need an exact count. If you're going to say 40% vintage, I need an exact count.
And how much of the vintage is that, like 50s to 70s baseball? Because that's not my area either, and I could give a shit about vintage baseball.
I want it itemized.
Like,
I also want to know how many Pokemon dealers there are. I want them itemized.
Like I know Albersheim hits that show, and I go see him whenever I can, but I can also just email the guy and be like, hey, it's me. Actually, the top 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 4 guys at the National who do vintage football, I can just email. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, I see you again. Like it's nice. Hey, man, how's it? What's going on? But I don't need to actually be like, oh my God, it's the National. It's my only shot. Like, no, I can email these guys.
Almost all the dealers, forget National or any other show. I don't care what it is. Like, a dealer has stuff, they're interested in selling it. If you can do a deal with them, they'll do a deal with you. That's a different conversation. Zach says not going. Wanted to be back Saturday night for the Oklahoma-Michigan football game. All right, so he's out on Dallas. Shame.
That should be a good game. I have no clue how those teams are going to finish the season because Michigan is playing a true freshman, and Oklahoma, I don't know if they have an offense, but we'll see.
Unrelated, you see that I did laugh that obviously because of the scheduling and everything, Casey and the Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil for Friday.
I mean, if they ultimately expand into Mexico for a team and South America for a team and England for a team, it doesn't. I will wake up and watch F1 on Saturday or on Sundays because it's on at 7 or 8 a.m. and it's the only thing on. If you told me there's going to be a London football game on every Sunday at 8 a.m., hell yeah. Oh, the teams suck? I don't give a shit. Live football.
Look, if you're going to have a team in Mexico, you need a team in Mexico City. They need to be called the Aztecs, and I need Al Pacino to talk them in. I need the Any Given Sunday conclusion. That's what I need. If you're going to bother with it, that's what I need.
Willie Steeman Beeman. All the way.
Do what you got to do. All I'm saying is that if we don't get an Any Given Sunday situation, like if you're going to go there and you don't get an Any Given Sunday, cancel it. Again, Team Meteorite. Let's go. All right. So I think
I can see how that West Coast show is huge. It also if you've hit the national up, I've seen enough of the videos that it doesn't matter for my particular interests.
But so this is the thing though. Like the point for me is, I think the West Coast show makes all the sense in the world because the West Coast is underserved for a show of that size. Because they're not going to get the national again. They're just not. It's perfect that they've got a show over there. And for some dealers, it will make sense to cross over. For some other dealers, it won't. But there's plenty of material there. Like, here's the thing. Foulball can complain about it all he wants. I don't really give a shit. It could be 150% vintage, or it could be 0% vintage. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. If I was out there, that's a great show. That's an opportunity right there. If I'm not out there, if I'm looking at an excuse to go to California for a visit, that's not a terrible excuse. But if I'm not looking to go to California for a visit, then whatever. There's a lot of big shows now all over different regions. The Dallas show is actually a pretty decent sized show too, if you want to go there. Or you can go with one of the big East Coast shows. Philadelphia is running regular shows. Chicago Sports Spectacular. Chicago is the home of the National right now for a couple more years. So it's like, there's plenty of shows. I don't care what part of the country you're in. There's a big show.
Yeah. It would be nice. I keep seeing the value bins that Ham keeps on going through.
Yeah.
It would be nice if I could be like, hey, what's in there for football stuff? That'd be nice. Just once.
You can have a brief shining moment. You could be like Florida man. Zachary says Oklahoma got the transfer QB from Washington State. Looks pretty solid. It'll be an interesting season. All right. Gotcha. Fair enough.
Yeah,
so folks, go ahead.
Being in the SEC, Oklahoma doesn't have. They might be ranked 15th or 40th. I don't know if this season really matters unless they hit the top end of what they should expect, and then they keep Venables. But if they don't hit that, then they could end the season ranked 25th, and I don't think the season matters for what they hope.
Yep.
Just because they don't have
the first sentence might be true, but the second sentence is untrue. Paul is a typical East Coast collector who can't travel to the West Coast. Listen, for legal purposes, it's probably better this way. First of all, it's better this way. Second of all, the National needs to go national. Not anymore. They don't really need to. It can be the East Coast National for the rest of the time. They're doing fine. Like they're literally breaking records every year as it is. They don't need to go to the West Coast ever again for any reason whatsoever. The West Coast show can become the West Coast National, and then the National can be the East Coast National, and we're done. And then there's also a show called the East Coast National. So you got room for all. The thing is, a lot of people are forgetting. You don't need one mega show if you don't want to. There's so many big regional shows now.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just so many. And a lot of these big dealers are doing all the one of the examples, Paul, I'll give you. There's a guy named Carlos with a K. You can never trust the Carlos with a K. Be very careful with the Carlos with a K.
And or with a C. What?
Yeah, obviously. But the point is, he does Sluggers. Sluggers 55 is kind of the handle he goes by. But he does a lot of the big shows around here. But he also was in a couple of the shows stateside. He'll go visit. He's got some high-end stuff, and he'll go visit. He'll go the show circuit. He'll do the Canadian shows in the big circuit, and then he'll go down stateside, and he'll go hit up a bunch of those big shows. Because you'll see him sometimes in the vlogs with some of these influencers. They'll visit him, and they'll buy some stuff from him or whatever. But it's like, no, he's one of those dealers who makes the show circuit. So he'll go visit different shows and different, because there's still money to be made for him, and there's connections he can make and other deals he can make. There's some dealers who will go to whatever. So like the National doesn't need to move anywhere. The National dealer can also go to the West Coast show. If they're running at different times, they go to one and then they go to the other. And depending on the part of the country you're in, you're still going to get some of those dealers anyway. They're doing the full circuit.
Like you said, you paid $850 for that Medano 101.
Yeah.
How much would a plane ticket for you or I, plus the hotel and the food and that other stuff, be? At least $1,000, maybe $1,500.
I did a calculation. If I had gone to the National, it would have been like $3,000 for me. Give or take. Damn right, Zach. Flexing the new merch. Hey,
So
and also Zach, don't forget it's got to have the other side. Make Eric pay. Praise the content gods.
all right, let's look up.
Got to have the hashtags in there. It'd be pretty substantial. Like obviously inside of the country, it'd be cheaper for you guys. And I'm not even taking into account the exchange rate. It's just the travel, the accommodations, food, everything related to it, all the incidentals, because you're basically taking a vacation. So add up all the pieces. Now, you say, oh, but we can share hotel rooms and all. Listen, do whatever you're going to do. But like at a certain point, I'm not only willing to tolerate a certain amount of discomfort just to randomly travel when I don't need to. If you want to, by all means, please feel free.
Yeah. Let me.
I'm a fan. I was playing around with this.
Did, like a flight from Madison to San Francisco.
Now, Zach, it's almost as good as this. Hold on.
Like $350. Yeah, let me look up Milwaukee to San Francisco. Together.
Yep, we got up the new mug.
Like you said it before, you would want to visit your friends, but if the price of the lunch becomes so expensive, I mean, I'm looking at even in the States, the flight is like $350. The hotels are going to be $200 a night, and the food I'm looking at $1,000 minimum, and that's without like an Uber or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not worth it to head out there when I'm looking for such specific stuff. And you're like, hey, I need 5 Modanos in the 90s. If they're there, great, but I'm not going to pay $1,000 to find out if they're there. And that's even if you're in the States, and you're in Canada and it's more expensive to hit the States. Like,
yeah.
All right.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I tried to give. I always tell everybody, it's like do the calculation. Like it's up. I can't tell you what your budget is or what money you have available. Like that's not for me to tell you. I'm just saying if you treat it like a vacation, do the math and figure out like, okay, does it make sense for you? Okay, maybe it does. And it could be like, hey, I really want to hang out with these folks, and that's why I use that analogy. I said if your buddy said, hey, you want to hang out and have a beer, and it's just down the street, you say, yeah. They say across town, probably yeah. But eventually you reach a distance or an amount of steps you have to take where you're like, I don't know about that. Like you kind of start hesitating. Well, the National for a lot of folks has become that, where it's like, okay, look, I'm interested in hanging out, but I'm not interested in ponying up all this money. And if you're telling me, okay, well, if 14 of you will share a room, I'm like, no, that sounds terrible. That sounds like a bad experience. I'm not interested in doing that. No, thank you. I want a little bit of space to myself, thanks. But the truth, can you save money? Yes, that is totally true. Yeah. Airbnb, and you fill up the Airbnb with everybody and their brother, and that's what you want to do, go for it, man. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm not here to judge you. If you will, I might judge you, but everybody else, not so much.
Yeah, like Detroit's a 6-hour drive. I'm probably not going to hit up the Detroit National. So if I'm not hitting up the Detroit National, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to hit the West Coast shows up. They don't make sense.
Yeah. Dakota specifically was able to go because Chicago, he was able to make that work. That created a situation where he could actually attend. So and that allowed you guys to confirm proof of life. Like that was a miracle in of itself.
That's true. He lives.
Yeah, but don't expect that. Like that isn't like, okay, don't expect that. Like the circumstances are a little bit different. He can't show up. Then that's it. But the rest of it, like, who knows? Every situation is going to be a little different. Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're stuck on weather delay. So we'll wind her down on that. I think it's been a good hanging out. Appreciate Wes popping in. Appreciate Paul popping in. Thanks to the chat. We were just, like I said, it was just hanging out for the opener. I won't be here all these weeks, although it's going to be funny, Paul. I'm curious. Tomorrow, I know that Tom Grossi is actually going to get to do a watch along like this, but with the broadcast. So stateside, he actually got the ability to do it with the broadcast. And I think that's going to be very interesting. YouTube TV or whatever is, I guess, sponsoring it. And they're actually going to do the combined with the watch along and the broad. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They already do good numbers for the watch along anyway, like even without that. But holy crap, if you actually get to have the broadcast on the screen, people can just watch it all together. Like I said, the commentary for me is pretty atrocious. So honestly, I'm not that interested. So if you've got somebody who interests you and you can make that work, why not?
Ooh, a couple nice Favres hit the old ComC auction.
They just said probably an hour till the game backs up. Sounds like a snack time, guys. I'm gonna hit the snacks, and I finished the beer in the new BAC mug. So
Sounds like I got to wake up at 5 a.m. and that's it.
these are different issues. It's all about the friends you meet up with in the experience. There you go. There you go. As long as the freight works, why not? Why not? That's it. That's it for this one. More videos coming up on the channel. Friday live streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be back tomorrow, even though there will be a game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'll probably watch it out of the corner of my eye. I'm not going to be honest. I'll probably put it on the iPad. If I'm being truthful. I'll still make fun of Eric, but I'll probably have it on the iPad while that's going on. Just being truthful. But otherwise, it'll be good. Listen, like we got to do it, Paul. We got to do what we got to do. But I'll be here. Longest running episodic, whatever it is, we'll do the live stream. This was a bonus live stream. So you get 2 live streams this week. And you get bonus Marcel mayonnaise. Now you know. All right, folks. Have yourself a good one. We'll take it easy. Catch you in the next one.